few. And we pray, cause we know that they might not ever come back. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wide, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. We can ride high, we can ride low. We can ride anywhere we need to go. We can ride all night up to the morning, as long as we make the show. We can be the best or we can be the worst. We can be the best thing you ever heard. With the motor singing and the grandstands ringing, it's hard to put it all in words. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wide, and handsome. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, I did just hiss like a snake. But not like the snake we saw slithering around on David Gravel's show tonight. And I'm not talking about Gio Celsi, by the way. I did talk to Dom. I know some people, they saw my comment. I'm going to message Dom right now and make sure that, you know, Gio's not the only person to get YouTube glory. But Dom wants me to let everyone know that he's not after any glory, and he hopes that everyone has a happy fucking Thanksgiving. That's apparently what's important, is everyone has a happy Thanksgiving. Hold on, I gotta adjust some audio levels because it's gonna get loud. It's gonna get loud tonight. But after Giovanni, Polly Giovanni Celsi departed the David Gravel show, that is technically when the show ended. That is technically when all rationality, all probable cause, all, you know, thorough thought processes left the building. And Danny Dietrich entered, opened the door, came on in like he was fucking Elvis, buddy. And out of all the things Danny Dietrich said and did, which was definitely detrimental to the Chaz, and detrimental to High Limit, by the way. We're going to talk about that. Oh, we got people called. The lines are open. The lines are full, actually. We already have somebody who's reserved. We got two people who have reserved spots, actually. Brad Sweet, could he be one? We have one person reserved. There's a second person that wants to say something, but I'm trying to convince them because at the end of the day, some of these people are sitting back saying, I don't need to speak. I don't need to get in the middle of it. The time to be an old time owner of a scenario or a series, a face of a franchise that no one sees is gone, by the way. The new way you run shit in this world is you put a face on it. Nobody gave a damn about the presidency of the United States until Donald Trump put a face on it. And then everybody cared. No one really actually gave a fuck about MMA until Dana White came with UFC and put a face on it. and became a personality of a series. Now, if we were talking about anti-sobriety cases or mothers against this and that, we could put a face of Danny Dietrich onto that person or representative. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about how this game is being played. And right now, it's looking like to me, actually, there's a few things that I could say. What it looks like to me is if you're a World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series driver, you might as well just become a Huset's regular. Because what Todd Queering and Huset's is doing, you might as well just stay at Huset's. I know some people commit to Knoxville. Y'all do that for the Knoxville Nationals. But at the end of the day, it looks like to me that Huset's, I don't want to say runs the World of Outlaws, but everything that they've had to say about the World of Outlaws right now has to do with Huset's. So I would just move to South Dakota, great state, by the way. Politics are amazing up there. Very low populace, which is why they don't have too many state tax issues. Once they get they want people to move there so that they can start pulling your taxes. As much as these politicians don't want you to believe it, they all wish they could be the California politicians that make all of these bazillions of money and dollars off of the backs of the working class, which the working class is high, middle, and low. The political class is above those, and that's how they act and treat people. But regardless, you might as well just move your ass up there and start racing, because that seems to be the only damn buzz or wherewithal that the World of Outlaws have to talk about right now. Granted, on their side of things, but there were a lot of things talked about in this show. There were a lot of things said, and Danny Dietrich on multiple occasions. I was just sitting back watching Spike Fast Racing, leave it up to this son of a bitch to send some super chats talking shit about me or asking Danny Dietrich a question. I think it was something along the lines of, how do you think the Chaz and Danny, or how would Danny Dietrich fare in a tag team match with the Chaz and Freddie Raymer? And he just went on to just trashing me, which is fine. That's great. That's glamorous. But then you had some Caitlyn bitch up in the comment section talking all this shit she didn't know. And then you had him saying, and this is where I stopped. Because you could call me a dipshit. And even in his own, I was going to say in his own right, but in his only right, Danny Dietrich, his only thing he could actually say was that he thought sometimes I ask questions for things there are not answers to. Okay, I mean, if that makes me a dipshit, that's fine. I mean, at least I ask questions and I'm not scared of Danny Dietrich or any of you people who think you're bigger than any of God's creations. It's funny how the systems we live within try to create these iconic characters that we should all bow down and get on a knee for. I mean, I guess that is what we should be learning here, is that there are people so far gone from who they actually are or are meant to be on earth that they think that Danny Dietrich's opinion of them ruins their life or something. That was the weird thing about like Danny Dietrich was going, I was just laughing, but this one bitch in the comment section was just talking all this shit. And I was responding to her, but I wasn't necessarily responding to her because, Danny was talking shit. I was responding to her because and even I experienced this with Kyle, and that's why I made my name Larson Nights, is I've experienced people who actually breathe air, like functionality, like air is getting to their brain. As much as I vape and restrict air from my brain, I'm not this far gone. This person, and I feel like there's a lot of them, and there are, based on the Larson examples. There are people in the world that for some reason are so great and grand in their systematic successes that their opinion of you should carry all this weight and all this. And if they don't like you or they do, like, you should be affected. You should feel different about yourself. And I said this about the Outlaw brand itself, like Danny Dietrich was talking, like the Outlaws are so important, like, and I got the point how he was trying to make somewhat of a half-ass claim that High Limit killing the All-Stars, at least this is what I was understanding throughout the slobberness, drunkenness that I was experiencing, that he was trying to say that there's no kind of feeder series or get your feet wet before you go to the Outlaw series that the All-Stars kind of provided to people. And that makes great sense. I tried to actually coincide with Danny Dietrich in a super chat on Gravel's show, but he just, once Gravel said the Chaz says, he just lost his equilibrium. Although I think that was lost very much early in the night. Yeah, I mean, I just don't see these people as, like, who is Danny Dietrich? Okay, he's a successful sprint car driver. Okay. In the regular world, what is a sprint car? Is where I start. Okay, so anything to do with sprint cars or even racing, I start at you don't matter, bitch. You are a nothing. You are a nobody. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. That is reality. You are nothing. You don't exist. Maybe in the little TP of Pennsylvania, you do. But, I mean, and that's the other example. You got this thing blobbering and just talking, and it's like, and honestly, trashing High Limit and what they're trying to do and trying to make you a somebody. And that's the funny thing. People always, ask me, man, you got to go meet Danny Dietrich. Danny Dietrich and you are like, I get to talking to him, and they're like, man, you and Danny would be a killer combo. And I'm like, you're kind of right, I guess. Like, if somebody, and they're more so talking about the outspokenness, the willingness to say on camera or anywhere what you fucking think. And that's all I've ever done. What I think, but that makes me a dipshit. Regardless, you get on camera and say what you think. Danny's the same way. You and him together would be unstoppable. And in a weird way, my foundation to what I'm saying and talking does support the Danny Dietrichs. But in a weird way, that's kind of why I've almost lost interest in helping this sport or trying to talk about people like Danny at all. Because at the end of the day, they're their worst enemy. This sport is ultimately what holds itself back. Because they battle tradition. Just like this country, in a way. We're so stubborn on wanting to uphold tradition that we lose sight on proper progress and the things that have to be done to progress as a society, as people, and actually working together with the world and all these different things. We don't want to work together. We want to sit back and say tradition is outlaws are king and fuck High Limit and Brad Sweet. Fuck them. Basically. I mean, I don't know who else watched the show tonight. That's what I gathered. I heard that it's killing a feeder series of All-Stars, and I heard that there's basically no reason for what Kyle and Brad Sweet are doing. And if I'm any kind of smart human being, that leads me to think that what they're doing is fucking stupid, and what they're doing is selfish and all about themselves and just about to gain what they want to gain. But that's just how I see it, right? People see me as a dipshit. I see the comments as that. It could all be wrong, right? I mean, some people see it that way. So I know this is bouncing everywhere it could actually go, but I think the funny part about this is, like I said, like, who are you? You're a sprint car. Okay, you're nobody. You're nothing in society. You don't even exist to most people. And I'm supposed to kneel. And then when a Brad Sweet or a Kyle Larson comes along and actually tries to create something for you, or like me, like those people who were saying me, and a guy like me comes out and starts speaking for a Danny Dietrich type character, you shit all over them. You piss in their face. And I guess just like most, I don't want to say wedlock individuals, but most domesticated situations, you know, I guess we could just say you were acting out of character or out of line because you were drunk. You didn't mean to hit us that hard. You were just drunk. But anyways, we do have a caller. We do actually have a caller. I'm interested in seeing some of the chats here. Oh, no, the chats could be interesting. What do we got here? What's YouTube looking? Oh, maybe YouTube don't have a chat tonight. Hold on. YouTube, y'all are blank. Hold on. Nope. Never mind. You're back. Nope. Oh. There you are. There you are. We had to fix you. Hangtown 100 is on. Was he drunk on, boy? Oh, yes, he was drunk. Yeah, Chaz, you have so much talent, too many for me to even put in this chat. We love you, Chaz. Thank you. They do got to prove a lot after last year. Co-owner operator, not, yeah, that's definitely not good. Chaz, haters, calm down. Danny slings parts. Chaz slings gospel. I like that comment. I really do like that comment. Outlaw owners led by Todd Quiring, played by the Flow Sprint Car Series perfectly. Interesting. We do have a caller in. His name is Clark. And Clark, you actually had some things that you did not like hearing, from my understanding. What do you have to say or what is your takeaways from the Danny Dietrich situation that we just saw on Gravel's show? I want to say interview, but I'm going to call it a situation. It seems like the situation overall is David Gravel slowly becoming the platform for World Racing Group supporters and High Limit shillers. I don't know if I'm becoming a platform for High Limit supporters and World Racing Group shillers. I think I'm going to be very fair. I think free market is what makes capitalism great. I understand that the World of Outlaw Series has restricted the free market on the sprint car side, and that's why they don't get paid like late model people, because of the free market being taken away. That's looking at it from a business, logical, non-drunk PA perspective. What did you take away from tonight's, once again, situation?
All right. You got me, Chaz?
Yes.
All right. Let's start this off right. This has nothing to do with Geo at all.
No, yeah. I 100% agree.
Let's start this off right.
100% agree.
Because
I'm loading up Hangtown, so if y'all hear some audio from it, you shouldn't. But okay, all right. Hangtown is going, but continue.
So before we get into the drunken
ton of respect for Geo.
Okay.
Ton of respect for what Geo did and said. Yes.
So before we get into the drunken stupor, Geo Selzy has decided not to go the NASCAR route, ladies and gentlemen, and create a career for himself in sprint car racing.
This is true
because of the love that he has for the sport. So let's call it for what it is on that, and let's show the love and respect to Geo. Okay,
respect. Put some respect on his name, like Birdman.
You have to. All right. So, and I'm sorry, we really should cover more love towards Geo. Let's just, because he's a great kid. Okay, But unfortunately, we do have to deal with the drunken stupor. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm a little drunk and stupid.
So,
I got a Bud Light in my hand. I've been drinking a couple of them. This will be 10 if I get done with the next 3. So.
Okay, so you're still 12 behind Danny. So
I'm a lot behind Danny. I don't know what you call that.
anyways, I think that probably the biggest reason that Danny Dietrich is pissed off at High Limit is probably because he's probably got to blow into a breathalyzer before he hops in for an A-main. What do you think? Is that why he's so mad at Brad?
What do you mean?
That he has to blow into a breathalyzer when he's at the event? Why is he hating on Brad so much? What he doesn't seem to understand here, ladies and gentlemen, is
what do you mean when you just
reason...
said that? Hold on. You just tried to accuse Danny Dietrich of getting in race cars drunk?
No, what I'm trying to say here is he's blind.
And
He's
you're
deaf and
saying blind by the alcohol?
He doesn't... Well, tonight he is, yes. What he doesn't seem to understand is the only reason that Danny Dietrich is going to have the ability to race for more money this year, wherever he goes, is because Brad Sweet left and started his own deal with his brother-in-law. That's it. That's the only reason why everybody in 2024 is going to race for more money is because of Brad and Kyle. And if you think that it's because of this and inflation, how long have you been inflation, Danny? How long have you been racing for $10,000, jackass? How long have you been racing for $10,000? How long?
That's a good point.
How drunk do you have to be?
He was drinking a bottle of Patron straight. Bottle of Patron.
You know what pisses me off about this, Chaz? Is I wanted Danny Dietrich on the show sober, not drunk. I'm a big Danny Dietrich fan. I like the guy. I love the race car driver. He roughs some guys up, you know. He's a bit of a badass. But
he's a good Triple H. He's a good heel.
Thank you. He's Triple H, 100%, 100,000%.
Right, and that's why he don't like me. I'm from Texas. I'm Stone Cold. I'll stun his ass. But continue. By the way, I mean, if he wants to box, I will box him in a ring, like actually official, and make some money. But if he wants to race, just like Kyle Larson's proposal, I'll beat him in anything but a sprint car and everything but a sprint car because I want to run his ass over and not kill him. But continue.
Danny Dietrich needs to be grateful for Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson going out.
He needs to be grateful for Gary. He needs to be grateful for Gary Coppin and that 48 team that continues to put him in a race car when he goes out here and acts like an asshole as much as he does. Is that not fair to say too? Because
of course,
I mean, he does run a shop. Maybe he could start his own car on his own and all that shit. But the reason Danny Dietrich goes out here and acts the way he does and does this, and I know of some other stuff behind the scenes. I'm not going to embarrass him or get that low. He can get as low as he wants with me. I ain't going to say I'm pulling an Obama car, but when they go that low, I'm going to go high. So I'm going to go high on the things I actually know about Danny Dietrich that he can't match me on. I don't know what he knows, what dirt he knows about me. Half of it's going to be a lie because I ain't got much dirt. That's why I'm able to come on here on YouTube and talk so much shit, is because I know my background's relatively clean and I've been pretty out front about it. But what I would say is that car owners are the reason that certain people can get away with this stuff. Because if he had a car owner that didn't accept that behavior and kicked him out that ride, he might be in trouble. You know, so he needs to be grateful for having a car owner that is willing to allow him to be a jackass drunk on one of the biggest podcasts or talk shows of David Gravel, and then talk to the next biggest guy or one of the closest biggest guys of me on YouTube and just get away with it and it's fine. That's what he should be grateful for.
But that's also the great thing, right? Is having car owners that are allowing drivers to speak their mind.
It's true. We need
but
Triple H.
Here's a few things here's a few things that I took away from that I was absolutely godsmacked on, is the fact that people in the comments are asking why teams cannot see what the subscription numbers are. How the hell can you go and say that this is a viable business model for a Jason Johnson Racing when you can't even go and sell $1 million sponsorship package? It costs $1 million plus to go run a program.
Oh yeah, about 1.6. You do it right.
1.6. Okay, so you know what? If they release the numbers, let's go hunting for $2 million so David Gravel can go start his own team. Why don't we go do that? So David can have his dream and go start his own team.
Well, but it goes back to the brand has to be bigger than the drivers. If the drivers can self-sustain and the drivers become bigger than the brand, then that's a threat. You know, we were talking about this the other week where I was saying how the reason certain entities or series don't promote drivers and they promote their series name or brand, even though that ain't going to sell and get people to the track, they don't want people to be coming to the track for a driver. Because if they start coming to the track for a driver, that driver starts to slowly be bigger than the brand, as Kyle Larson is and as Brad Sweet's trying to become. So they don't want to provide these numbers and provide this rational situation that you're talking about, because at the end of the day, this sport can't handle real fame. Real fame, real acknowledgement, real business comes with the best quarterbacks and best players of your game being the stars and building your sport and not worrying if they get bigger, because there's no threats of entities outside of what you control. There's nothing ever gonna be bigger than the NFL. But our sport is so far behind that there are openings for NFLs to be created. And in this little bitty bubble that we live within, the Outlaws can be a brand. If it expands more than our little bubble, I don't think that their brand carries much weight, and they don't want a driver to pop out of that bubble because they can't sustain life outside of it. They're a brand in our bubble, but outside the bubble, they're small, you know.
Who is one of the Doug Wolfgang? What did he do? He chased the money, right?
Yeah, Wolfgang. I mean, they talk about this USA series. Wasn't that Swindell and Kinzer who tried to go up against the Outlaws? And I think that's where the Outlaws learned, and that's why they stopped making drivers such a big deal and started making the brand bigger, because they learned that when our stars become too big, they try to go up against us. Makes sense to me.
Well, the monopoly's over, Chaz. That's all I'm going to say. The monopoly is over.
Well, and that's the weird thing. Like I was saying in my opener there, like the Danny Dietrichs are going to profit from a free market, correct?
100%. What blew me away on the podcast is that he brought Broadex into the conversation, and that Broadex should actually sue for being banned from the sport.
Wait, what did he say?
Went from praising. He said that.
Hold on. Let's reset it. He started out. He was kind of shitting on High Limit. Can we agree on that? I wasn't out of line saying that, right? He was shitting High Limit. It sounds like Danny Dietrich either hates Brad Sweet or he hates Kyle Larson. No. It sounds like Danny Dietrich hates Brad Sweet, not Kyle Larson, because he would have Kyle Larson. He calls Kyle Larson a freak of nature, which we can all agree. But Brad Sweet's also a freak of nature because he went five in a row. Right.
Like
no respect.
Knock the guy
Once again, back to the Birdman. No respect on my name. No respect on the Brad Sweet name's what you're saying. We heard respect to the Kyle Larson name. He wouldn't even speak on him. You know, he said he was a freak of nature. He wouldn't even talk about Kyle. But you're saying he had no respect for Brad Sweet and the way he talked about him.
It sounds like this is a big hate on Brad. when Brad's trying to increase the pay. But the problem is for Danny is if Danny doesn't finish 5th, he's not making more money. I think that's what pisses him off. Is that because Danny knows he's not always going to finish 1st through 5th in a big show, where that's where the increase is.
He did kind of come from an envious perspective to what even David has. You know, he even though he's like this king shit little guy in PA in this sprint car thing that no one's heard of, he did come across as like, what you do, David, is so amazing, and I wish I could do it.
Danny Dietrich could do it. You know how he could do it? Tell you right now. Quit the alcohol and get in the gym. Danny Dietrich wins way more races.
Quit the alcohol, get in the gym.
Quit the alcohol, get your ass in the gym, Danny Dietrich, and I swear to God, you will win more races in 2024.
Well, I mean, I'm drinking a beer right now. You're saying Danny Dietrich, it needs... I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Are you saying he's an alcoholic? I mean, alcoholism and PA sprint car racing go hand in hand. I hope you know this.
I don't know that. But what I saw tonight is like I took 2 steps back from Danny Dietrich.
Why?
Because you can't act like that in a public forum. You can't. You can't act like it. You can't start praising and then all of a sudden say Broderick, because they got banned 10, 12 years ago, should now sue an organization that they got banned from. Like, get your head out of your ass, man.
So you're saying, well, I mean, I do that. I mean, but hold on. I mean, devil's advocate. I do that where I'll take a stance. Like, I'll give Outlaws credit where credit's due. And, if High Limit does something wrong, I went after High Limit before, I mean, obviously the Tri-City situation, the watch stuff, I went after Kyle. So you could say the same thing about me in a way. So where are you drawing the difference?
Well, you're drawing the difference from that one incident. I'm drawing the difference here with regards to potentially an organization taking over the entire industry with their heads.
So you're saying he went too hard in the paint for the World of Outlaws, but then like drew a foul against them, like said they should be sued.
Yeah. It's like pick one or the other. Like, you can't say that they're increasing the purses because of inflation, and not say that the only reason any of your sprint car purses are going up is because of Brad Sweet. Like, if you can't see that, you're a fucking jackass. You're a fucking idiot. That's it.
Are you trying to say that the reason the purses are going up is because of Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson? You believe that?
How the monopoly's over. There's now competition over friggin' 380 million people that live in North America, and 260 to $500 million in streaming money. Like, get your head out of your ass, Danny Dietrich. If you can't do fucking math, get the fuck out of the car and put a Justin Sanders in the car, or get a good local PA kid. Give him a shot.
There are some good drivers in PA that would look nice in that 48. That 48 may be Danny's number, but I think Gary Kottman has something to say about that. I'm just saying.
Hey, do you think Danny Dietrich has the balls to call into the Chaz? Probably
ain't
not.
Happening. There ain't nothing for him to say.
No way.
He don't have no evidence to call me a dipshit. What? Because I asked questions that there is no answer to. Like, that's the only thing he said. So.
There's 380 million people that live in North America. We don't even have 1% of that market share of population. With High Limit, if you do a Google search on friggin' sprint cars, High Limit comes up first. What the hell do they end up doing? What do they have a really good SEO? Oh, sorry. Should I explain it to people? search engine optimization fucking marketing. Come on, guys. I don't know what to say.
It's true.
You know what kind of pisses me off the most is just I want these guys to get paid. And that's what I keep saying to you anytime I call, is what do I say? I want to see these freaking guys get paid. Because you know what? If any of these guys die in a race car, there's going to be another star in 2 weeks.
Okay. I think I know what we have to do, Clark.
What?
You said your piece. I will agree. We got Bud Light next in the hand. I want you to argue with Caitlin. Caitlin Shaw needs to call in. We need to open up the lines. I think we need to open up the lines, Clark. I think
Caitlin
we need.
Shaw,
It's Danny Dietrich's cheerleader. Danny Dietrich, you go to PA, he's got like 5 or 6 girls. You know, in PA, you actually have some credibility with some girls. If you're winning, they're lined up. So he's got like 5 or 6 girls in the crowd. I don't know if he's messing with them or not, but they just lose their nutsack over this person. Danny's pit lizard. I didn't say that. You said that, Gary. I'm not saying that. But I think we need to have these cheerleaders call in and see what they have to say. I think this is what's going on. Hold on, somebody said semi-feature lining up. I am paying attention to the late, I would say late, midget race that is going on.
You know what, Chaz? I think you're being really rude and not allowing me to talk on this show. I think you've cut me off way too many times. What do you think about that?
Really? Okay, well, I won't cut you off anymore. I'm going to go take a piss, say what you want.
No, that's just another thing to Danny, that the fact that you have not cut me off, you've allowed me to talk, you've allowed me to let me rant and rave. Yeah, go take a piss, whatever the fuck you need to do. Do you guys not think the monopoly's over? What do you guys think? You think monopoly's over? Do you think we're really going to see the real numbers of 776,000 subscribers on Flow tuning into a High Limit show? What do you guys think? Come on, guys. Let's hear it. How many of you guys actually have a Flow subscription and a Dirt Vision subscription? Do the math. Guarantee you that money's upwards of 200 million.
Clark,
and I'm not just talking sprint car numbers.
You can't be talking. Hold on. You can't be talking about math with these people. They are most of them from PA. You got to slow it down.
Yeah, well, some of these guys, you know, are pipe fitters, electricians, you know, mechanical people. They're not fucking stupid, Chaz. They know how to use a tape measure. Mennonites can put up a fucking roof and a building very, very, very quickly. You know how we thought in Wuhan, China, when the whole the COVID shit happened, that they could build a hospital in 8 days? These Mennonites could freaking throw up a building in 5. Guaranteed.
Dude, the Mennonites are some bad motherfuckers. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, we lost a roof in 1999. We lost a roof of our barn. The Mennonite guys had a brand new roof on our barn in less than 24 hours.
Wow.
And I'm not saying like a 10,000 square foot barn. This was a 40,000 square foot barn.
Well,
no safety lines, anything. These guys had that shit up in like 24, 36 hours. It was done.
Well, I've always said, like, the
Insane.
Mennonites, if you mix, like, archaic Jewism with Amish life, that's the Mennonites. They're, like, the perfect mixture of work and business.
But here, I want everyone here to understand right now, the only reason the sprint car drivers got to race for $1 million was because of Tony Stewart. The only reason that everyone in the sprint car world is going to race for more money is because of Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson.
All right.
And if you think that it's because of anybody else, you're huffing glue, you're snorting coke, you know, like you're a fucking retard. Or you're
Hey, hold on now. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I just switched it back to the chat. I was going to get you off the chat or the chat off the screen because nobody's sending super chats because they're exploiting my labor. Women have been exploited for sex. Men have been exploited for labor since the beginning of time. I'm not going to be a slave to you people. But we did just have a commenter say, against you, Clark. The commenter's name, you may have heard of him. His name is David Gravel. He says the reason the million happened is Earl Baltus.
Earl Baltus, eh? That's the only reason?
That's what David said. But, I mean, in my world, I'm in the world of media. I understand influence. I'm against Code Trickle and Kyle Larson's because they've influenced people to do the, use sprint cars as stepping stones. That's their example. That's their influence. I think what David's saying is Earl Baltus influenced Tony Stewart to even own the track and then also influenced Tony Stewart to put on big shows that have never been seen before because that's what Earl Baltus did.
Right. So ask David why he's still racing for $10,000, but now this year he's not, in 2024, he's not going to race for $10,000. Is it because of inflation, like Danny Dietrich said?
I would say no. I have a Buckeye Bitcoin. If you see the logo at the top of the screen, he will explain how inflation is a very interesting subject. But no, if they were trying to raise purses or anything due to inflation, they're about 30 years behind. I think the one thing that showed up that hasn't been here for 30 years is Kyle Larson and Brad Sweet. The competition element.
Hey David, let's get those streaming numbers from Dirt Vision and let's go hustle for that $2 million in sponsorship. Let's go do it.
We can't do that, Clark. Can't do that.
Why not?
Can't get no numbers, Clark. I almost said David. I feel like I should be talking to David, but David would call in. I think
he won't call in.
He'd
never call in.
But the person that kind of helps David race, I think, kind of knows about these numbers and is playing the same game. That's what I think.
I would too, 100%. But here's the thing: if you don't want more fully funded $1.6 million funded cars to race, then we're going to rely on people that have the means to just want to say, fuck you, money.
The daddies.
That's it.
They want power. They want control. These powerful businessmen. And I got to this way of thinking about all the people who own the money. Like, there are people, I don't know if this is a shocker for some, there are people living in the world that own all the money. They own everything. Here's my point. Hold on, let me get it out, Clark, and then you can go. They own everything. And when I went to study these people, and I did that in 2017, when I went to study these people, I learned that money to the actual power of the world is nothing but a control mechanism. Money is, to the real people that run the world, money is the new whip. It is to get you to do something you don't want to do. people historically would say, I'm in the slave fields working, doing something I don't want to do, because if I don't, mass is going to whip me. And that's for every race of every society, by the way. And now you got people in today's society saying, I'm doing stuff I don't want to do, because if I don't have the money to live. Now, the masses back in the day, they whipped you because they provided you a place to sleep and eat. It's the same concept of today. And what you're explaining, Clark, is if you can make it on your own, by yourself, you don't have to do what the massa tells you. You don't have to get whipped. You don't have to depend on that dollar bill to survive. But that's where the mass, and I call them Little Caesars, because they ain't Caesars. Caesar set the plan up. Little Caesars want to be like the plan, but they ain't ever going to be that. They can't be that. They don't have the lineage. Little Caesars operate in a way to where they try to create a system to where they can manipulate you with money, because that's how the Caesar works. They're doing the same thing, just on a smaller level. They manipulate you to where you feel a sense of dependency on them. And if you cannot depend on their money, their dollar, their livelihood, if you cannot survive in the masses' house and their food that they provide you, if they could create that scenario, then they create the same control that the Caesar does on top. That's why I call them Little Caesars, because they're doing the same thing that the big boy does in a little bitty pond. So what you're talking about, Clark, is correct. It's fucked up that it don't happen, but Little Caesars don't want that to happen. Little Caesars thrive on not having the money or the means. They thrive on having the power and control of people. It's a Little Caesar. It's a microcosm. So that's what I have to say. That's my honest and true opinion of why what you're talking about isn't a part of the norm or isn't desired, because Little Caesars will lose their rule over people.
So here's the thing. Why did Flow Racing state that there was 776,000 viewers averaging over the events that they had, which resulted in a total viewership across all of the races at 8.4 million views? So you know what that shows right there is it shows that David Gravel is being underpaid.
Yes.
Full stop.
Yes.
Donnie Schatz is being underpaid.
All of the
Gio
stars,
Scelzi is being underpaid.
all of the people
And
that they
even-
pay money to see are being underpaid and being used by the Little Caesar to manipulate so that they can control and that they can be the power.
But
It's that
here's the
simple.
thing.
It's
They
that
don't
simple.
they don't realize that they have the power.
No, they don't.
They have the power.
This is why they
They
say
do.
knowledge is power. Ignorance is bliss. But I can pay you to be stupid. I can pay you to be stupid. Do what I say when I tell you. I pay your bills. Be dumb.
No, they don't say be dumb. They say be grateful, Chaz.
Yeah, they say be grateful, but that's a manipulational tactic.
Exactly.
Right.
Hey, but you
This
know
is
what?
how the,
You did a
leader,
good
the
job.
Little
Yeah,
Caesars work like this. This is how business, this is how world history has operated. We're not talking about something revolutionary here. It's just revolutionary for the slave class. The slave class is us. You know, the slave class is middle, high, and low. We are all part of the slave class. The high class tries to be the Little Caesar, but you're still a part of their slavery. That's why they got taxes.
Oh, taxes.
Just saying. That's how they do it to those people.
Here's the thing. If the real numbers came out, just imagine the amount of money that could be paid to win some of these races. You would be shitting a brick.
Now,
I
Clark,
guarantee you,
a lot of people have called in. I released a video today on how I was contacted by a very important person in Lucas Oil, is who contacted me. And
Lucas Oil.
Yeah, they don't like us talking about him, Clark. And I went at him.
Good series.
I
got a really
did.
good series.
Hey, look. Y'all can kill me today. Life is finite. If it ain't gonna die today, it's gonna die tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow don't exist. Have you ever been to tomorrow, Clyde? Have you been to tomorrow? Tomorrow's
No.
is a part of infinity. It is always going to be there. So, y'all can kill me today if you want to. I'm not worried about tomorrow because I know that tomorrow's not going to come. But my bigger point here, Clyde, is that Lucas Oil can say this and say that or all this and the other. But at the end of the day, what we're talking about is trying to produce some type. Honestly, I think where Brad's coming from, where Kyle's coming from, where I'm coming from, even where you're coming from, what Danny's against, who could else be against it, is some form of progression, some form of a build-up. And I said it very good in a video the other day. These long interviews and talks are killing the actual message. I need to be getting on my shit and editing out these little pieces. But what I mean by saying this is like, we are not progressing in the dirt world. We are on little bitty bits, but we're not really making a step. And the Outlaws, if you want to blame anyone for why this sport of sprint car racing in particular has not reached a billboard, has not become mainstream, who is the face of the franchise of sprint car racing for the last 30 fucking 1978 years? Who is responsible for not promoting this sport to the world? If you want to tell me the World of Outlaws is the pinnacle of sprint car racing, then it is their fault that the world outside don't know about us. They are the face.
No, you know who?
Who?
You know who I'm going to place all the blame on? Who do you think I'm going to push all the blame on? The only ones responsible for sprint car racing not being big enough.
If we're going based on social domains, I'm going to say Taylor Swift is the problem. But
all right. I'm going to blame all the drivers.
Why are you going to do that?
Because they are the brand, and they don't realize that they are the motherfucking brand. Doug Wolfgang tried to explain that to everybody back in the day, but no one would listen. Chase the money.
Doug Wolfgang's also on the record saying the Outlaws will always be the Outlaws. But I think what you're saying,
that's fine.
Let me translate what you're saying. I'm reading in between the lines. If I'm wrong, then you tell me I'm wrong. I know we have our issues in the society with reading in between the lines. Trust me, interpretation is a big issue. But I think what you're trying to say is that the drivers not being smart enough, and this goes back to the Little Caesars devaluing them. They're not understanding their value. Hold on, let me finish. They're not understanding their value to be able to almost in a way strike or boycott a season of racing under any brand unless I'm being provided a certain level of compensation. And I think that's what you're saying, is that the drivers have been okay being the wife, in the house, back in the woods, getting beat up every day, as long as you just give me enough to survive. Even though we all know that wife is more valuable, as she would get out and recognize her value in society. But what I'm translating is you're saying the drivers are the problem because they have not recognized their worth, and they have listened to the Little Caesars in telling them how much their worth actually is.
100%.
Okay, so my translation was right. That's cool. I like that.
Why? These guys all have each other's numbers.
Yeah.
These guys all can share what they're making. What are they getting a salary from their car owner? What's the percentage that they're getting on winnings? What are the percentages they're getting on second place and third and fourth and fifth and sixth?
Yeah.
These guys are all pretty tight to a certain degree. And if they all banded together, we could have multiple drivers making $1 million a year in winnings. No problem. Chasing money.
What I think you're saying, though, is that they don't need to make it in winnings. They need to be making it in their likeness and who they actually are and their value to the brand of the series or the team. But the thing is that these series and these team people, I'm not even going to name names, in my opinion, are working together to devalue the value of the drivers and their name and the shit that they carry. And I've been talking about this for 4 fucking years, and you got Danny Dietrich's ruining a guy like me, trying to shit talk me when I've been trying to up talk the people who are like him. And this is why people are so confused when they go to listening about Danny hating me. They're like, how is that? Because what you're talking about is these series and team owners devaluing the drivers and the people who are actually making them their fucking money. Team owners are making money with sponsors and people supplying money for that team to go up and down the road based on that driver's fucking name and performance. Series are making money, as Gio said tonight. Gio says he's a very smart guy. I tried to get Dominic because I'm hoping he's close enough. I hope the apple didn't fall far from the tree. But series are making money on the exclusivity, not of this car or that car, but of the drivers, of the actual stars of this sport. They are making profits. I think that we're correct. Are we correct at this point, Clark, or no? Do you agree or disagree?
Yes.
So what I wanted to say.
Back. Just hang on.
Ahead.
Just real quick, because you did say Gio Selzy again. Real quick. Sorry, Danny Dietrich. Chaz is actually letting me speak. Okay, Danny.
I know. He
Chaz
said that right.
Speak.
That was so
not
ridiculous.
Cutting me off.
Such a ridiculous thing.
I want to let Gio Selzy know that my son, who's 4 years old, absolutely loves his orange car and loves the fact that his nickname is Hot Sauce. And now my son's nickname has somehow translated into Hot Sauce. And it's actually quite comical.
You mean in everyday life?
I want to say his name is Sawyer. We used to call him Soy Sauce.
Oh,
but
God.
he says,
that's a Young Money reference.
Soy Sauce, Dad. He says, Dad, soy sauce is weak. Call me Hot Sauce, like Gio. And I'm like just dying in laughter at the dinner table.
That's funny.
And the only reason he wants to be called Hot Sauce is because of Gio Selzy.
Wow.
So take that to the bank from a freaking 4-year-old.
Wow.
So, anyways, continue on.
What do you mean continue on? You just hit me with this heartfelt shit about your kid and stuff. What do you mean? How am I supposed to continue on? I want to cry right now. What the fuck?
Well, you could blame that one on Gio Selzy and Dom for being likable motherfuckers. That's it.
Oh my God. We just had some developments in the chat, by the way. This Janet Barker said, "Good night, Chaz. Sweet dreams." And then my girlfriend came on here and said, "Good night, Janet." Oh my God. Do I need to be worried, Clark? Do I need to be worried?
No, you don't need to be.
I mean, am I
Next.
hold on. We all know these girls getting a little jealous and fighting over. First of all, men have been dying. Like, I'm not joking here. Like, men have died for how many thousands of years fighting over women. If I can get two women to fight over me, that's like winning life. That's fucking winning, guys. I don't know. We have been, first of all, we have been dying. Like, I don't know if y'all understood. Like, I'm from Dallas, Texas, okay? Dallas and Fort Worth, which is DFW Metroplex. If you ever heard of this, is a very common saying. DFW, Dallas and Fort Worth are two separate cities so close together because of a woman. The Army General of Fort Worth back in the day had a girlfriend that was in love with some dude, and the dude took her, and her name was fucking Dallas. And that's how Dallas and Fort Worth was created, over a woman. So we have literally been dying and naming fucking life, basically, after women. So if I can get two women, whether it's Janet and what's her name? Not this Caitlyn bitch. Who the fuck is this Caitlyn Shaw? You're saying this as if you're a driver. Oh, so caught up in it. If I can get, where is she at? Where's Janet at? If I can get Janet and my girlfriend arguing, I might get a blowjob in 30 minutes or less. I might get that to happen. I'm just saying, Clark.
I didn't need to know that. Anyways.
I mean, I tried.
I think we can blame Spike for pissing people off. What do you think? You think Spike started the whole thing?
Spike's definitely different.
And it just definitely a downward spiral. I guess we can thank him for giving David like $50 in comments.
I ain't got $1 in comments. Fucking assholes.
It must be all the juice sales, right? Sells a lot of juice.
That is fucked up. I would have not said that.
So David took juice money?
David took juice money. Hold on.
David, be careful, buddy. Sarah, careful, buddy.
That is bad. That is bad. I guess we're done here. Is that what's happening?
Oh, yeah.
Done, Clark?
Oh, yeah, we're done. We're
Okay.
done.
It's an hour.
We're done. I want every motherfucker on here to remember, the only reason that sprint car drivers are racing for more pay per race is because of Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson. That's it.
Or it could be
What's
for the
the number
Chaz.
one
I
thing?
mean, hey,
What's the
hold
number one thing?
on. We got
on.
We got a third player in the game. Hold on. I'm trying to live up to what Danny said. We got a third player in the game. Carly has now joined the fight and said, "Who is fighting for that?" She's looking at her screen right now. Hold on. We got to stop this on her comment. Carly said, "Who is fighting for that?" Oh, and she's talking about me and my looks right now. Clark, you're from Canada. Can you at least call me attractive? Canada's basically gay. I mean, look at my eyes. My hair is done. Nick,
You look like you're from Quebec, so yes.
I did not say all that. I don't want that label, Clark. I don't want that fucking label, bro. I don't want that label. What, RG3, do you know who RG3 is?
No.
I know of him because he's from Baylor, but he's a retired quarterback. He said he needs to come in and fill in for Deshaun Watson. That's what I heard.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, just Danny Dietrich. The only reason you're going to race for more money is because of Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson. So get your head out of your ass or somebody else's ass.
Hold on. Now, he did make some good points. Now, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. We're going to keep Carly's comment on here. Who's fighting for that? Hold on. We need to click Carly's name. Hold on. Let's see who we're talking. Go ahead. Hold on.
You can Google and Yeah, don't add as a moderator. Don't do
No,
that.
no. I want to show Carly if she gets out of line. You know, we could put her in timeout. All right, you in timeout, bitch. We just put Carly in timeout. Hold on. I'll do this for the old lady here, or the real lady. I don't want to say old. They ain't no.
Make her the moderator. So she
No.
can
We're
kick
gonna
people out.
We're gonna put Janet in timeout. All right, here we go. And then, I mean, I don't mind putting her as a moderator. Hey, we'll add the old lady as a moderator. Standard. Oh shit. This is all like serious now. It's like telling me can manage blocked words in chat and change chat modes in live, and also has the capabilities of standard moderators. That's one option. The other option is can review and remove chat messages. I'm going to give her that one. I mean, I love you, babe, but I'm not giving you the power to like destroy my chat. All right, you're a standard moderator. All right, go. Are you there?
Hey, so not to change subjects, but did you see the debacle in Formula One in Las Vegas with
Oh
the
my
whole?
God. What is happening there? We're supposed to be live tomorrow night for F1. We're supposed to go live.
Dude.
I placed bets, by the way. I placed a bet. Vegas.
Who did you put a bet on? Who'd you put a bet on?
Hold on. I'd have to bring it up, but continue. Go ahead and talk.
So I hope you put money on like Albon as like an outside chance, because he's P3 right now in practice.
Hold on. What are you talking about? Hold on. We're gonna pull the fucking odds up right now. What are you talking about?
I think he was 150 to 1 odds.
Hold on, we're pulling up the fucking web now.
And his teammate, get this. So Alex Albon, who's in probably one of the slowest cars, was 150 to 1 odds, and his teammate was 1,000 to 1 odds.
You're full of shit.
No, Logan Sargent, the American from Miami. His mom and dad own his grandfather does oil tankers from Saudi Arabia and UAE. Yeah, of course. Oh shit, he's P7 on the time charts. Woo!
All right, F1 has some bets up. I'm not gonna. Oh, they had some. They don't have any more. Oh, they don't have any bets.
Wow.
They don't have any bets. They had them earlier, like 2 hours ago. They had bets.
What did you bet on?
We'll check Caesar. I betted on something top 6 or something bullshit like that. Let's see here.
Who'd you bet top 6?
I don't know. I was just like, hey, I don't think Verstappen's gonna win.
No, he's gonna win. Are you kidding me?
I don't think
Red Bull Honda power unit.
No. You don't know how Vegas works. He's not gonna win. I would love to place a bet on him not winning.
I guarantee you, if that motherfucker starts last, half a lap behind, he still wins the race.
Dude, they removed fucking F1 from betting.
No, it says right there, opt in. No, go back.
Hold on. You're not up to date. It's future bets. All you can do is the winner. They got practice. You could bet live right now on practice. Did you see they had a shoey?
What do you mean a shoey?
Oh, you got to see this shit. Hold on. Let me get the chat back up.
There's a winning driver for practice. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, you can bet on that. Yes, dude, you can bet on anything you want. No. No, here's the shoey. Here's the shoey. Look. Watch this. Look at this shit. It's a shoey. It's a fucking actual shoey shot you could do in Vegas right now, and you get the shoe. Like that shoe, it's $135 cocktail. You get the shoe. Like if you could buy that, like the shoe is worth $135. Like I don't know who's
not.
Dude, shoes are not cheap. I don't know who told you that shoes are cheap. They're not. My pair were like $250. So
Yeah,
This is the
but
Chewy
those
bar.
are made in China.
No, I bought Simpson DNAs. So,
Yeah, but those are go back to the brand. Sparkle.
Oh no, Sparko. Yeah, these are China. But I mean, Sparko's not a horrible brand, but
No, I never said that. I just said it's made in China.
how about that shit though? Look
When
at
you
that.
bet on fucking practice, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Hold on. Let's
fuck
go
have
back
I
to the
been
bets.
doing?
Hold on. Let's go back to the bets.
I'd put money on Verstappen winning this practice session. Are you kidding me?
It's negative 150. So like, even if you went over here and put like if you put $50, you'd have to like. Shit. Hold on. Oh.
Dude, maybe I'd
So
put
like
money on Sergio Perez.
If you put 50
Because
if you put $50 on that, you only win 83. If you put it on Sergio Perez, if you put $50 on Perez, you'd win 1,300.
Bro, dude, Perez is right now 2/10 behind Verstappen.
You think you could do it?
Charts.
Hold on, we're gonna put a live bet.
15,
you think you could do it? Honestly.
No.
$10.
There's only 15 minutes left.
You're right.
Hang on. No, wait. How long do you have to make the bet?
I can make it right now. That's all I know. I don't have a time. It don't have like a time deal. But $10 wins 260.
Hang on.
Earlier today, they had like a top 3, top 6 bet. And I had Perez in the top 6. I think I had Alonso.
Russell just went P1. Russell just went P1. What's the odds on Russell? Russell?
They closed it down. Yep. Literally. I mean, you can watch it documented if you want, but they just closed it. You can't do it.
I was just thinking freaking Russell.
Anyone but Verstappen to win the race is a pretty good bet. But yeah, they just closed. Oh, wait.
No.
Practice 3?
Go back. Yeah. What's he at?
He's at fucking 6,600. Dude, a $10 bet will win $600. Oh, wait. No. Sorry. Yeah, $10 bet, $670. Almost $700. You think George Russell will win it?
Hang on.
I'm about to put a deposit. You better be right, Nick. Hold on. We're making real money right here. Hold on. Is George Russell really quick? Hold on. Where's Hulu at?
Dude, this is kind of a shit show because they're going to do quali runs right now at the end of this session.
Who do you think could get it? Who went quick? Verstappen?
Right now, Russell. No, Russell's the fastest. No, Verstappen and Perez are in the pits. They're probably going to go new. No, this is the third practice right now. Hang on. Don't go on Russell. 14 minutes to go in this session.
Who?
14 minutes to go in the session.
Who do you want me to do it on?
Hang on. Well, I need to know if Verstappen and Perez are going to come out of the pits, because if they come out of the pits...
It's a risk. It's called gambling. They suspended
Yeah, I know,
it.
but...
It's over.
The track evolution is too much.
George Russell just went to 2,000. Now it's not even paying 600. It's paying 2.
Yeah, because it just changed. But I think Lando Norris just left the pits on new tires.
Sergio Perez is 25. Lando Norris?
Hang on. Yeah,
You
what's
said
Lando
Norris?
He just left the pits on new tires.
What are we doing here?
Hang on. We still have 12 minutes left. We got lots of time.
I gotta place the bet in a projected stance. If he goes and hits it, it ain't gonna matter. Who's the best one? I gotta place it now. Who is it?
We're definitely going to see him in Q3.
It's fucking hard. Just give me a second.
We should see Sargent in Q3.
Okay, Russell just went purple in Sector 1. Hang on.
We never know.
If he throws another heater down, then you're going to put it on Russell.
Going off track.
Yeah, so rate, I think it is, made a good point. Oh, wow.
It's fucking suspended it again.
Yeah, big lock up on
They're not letting you do
Yeah,
it.
hang on, because it's updating. It's updating. Hang on.
Yeah, George Russell's 1,000 now. It just went from $600
Yeah, don't
to
worry.
$100.
So,
Yeah, I know. Just hang on.
You
Hang
got to
on.
do a projection. You can't do it.
I'm
based
fucking
on-
trying.
to see if they change anything before
Yeah, but your projection's not faster than fucking Vegas.
Verstappen's setting a faster sector 1.
Okay, Verstappen. What's Verstappen at right now?
He's the favorite all the way.
Yeah, I know, but what is he at right now?
Negative 137. They're canceling the bet as we're doing it right now. They won't even let you do it.
Verstappen just went purple.
Right now.
Sector 1.
Just quickly, Sargent just put in a P2 time. Faster sector
Yeah, you
3
can't
as well.
even put a bet down.
34.645. Wow.
1/10 off Russell there. So yeah, wow, that last sector is insanely strong.
Oh, look at Jordan Mitchell. Wow, that's a throwback name.
He's 0.0.
It's set for. Oh, hold on. Kaylee's been talking shit. Hold on. Let's see here.
0.08.
Kaylee said deleted the message. All right. Let's see. Except for your hairline. All right. Will you stay on hold? Will you stay on hold? I
For
want to
who?
get one of these bitches in here to talk their shit.
Tire.
Oh my god.
It's probably, they're all on soft tires.
Stay on hold. I'll call you back.
Put in the fastest lap.
Okay.
1:34.4.
All right. We're done with Formula One. There's the number. 972-729-8245. You want to call in and talk this shit? You want to talk about my motherfucking hairline? You want to say this and that? Hey, I'm working with what I got. I don't live in fucking insecurity like you bitches do today. Y'all worried about your fucking lips, your cheekbones, your fucking forehead, your damn titties, your ass, you're injecting your shit. You ain't got thighs for fucking days. You fucking go in there and cut them up and fill them up with all kinds of jiggly shit. All right, I ain't got a 10-inch dick. Call that motherfucking number and let's see what a fucking 2-incher has to say to your ass. I ain't worried. I ain't caught up in your acceptance. I ain't worried if you love me or not. Come on in and let's see what you could do. Hey, we could throw a hot dog down a hallway all day. 10 days of 7 days of 365. Let's see what you got. Live chat on the board. We're putting the number up there until you call in. Don't be intimidated. I'll be respectful. Hey, calm down. Calm down. It's okay, Kaylee. It's okay. It's okay. Hold on. Oh, girl from earlier. If Janet wants to call, it's okay. Oh God. Random number here. We got a 320 area code. What's happening?
Oh, I just see if I can talk to the Chaz and Clark.
Well, the Clark is not here. We had to let Clark go to talk.
Okay, I'll talk to the Chaz then.
And what's your name, sir?
Mitch.
There's a lot of Mitches out there.
Mitch from Mayor.
Mitch does
Mitch.
rhyme with bitch, and I think that's what we have here in this Kaylee. I think this Kaylee is a bitch.
No. It's
Carly,
Mitch
I'm
from
sorry.
Minnesota.
Carly. Hello?
Mitch from Minnesota.
Okay, so you're in Minnesota. What part?
45 minutes west of Twin Cities.
Oh, wow. So you don't have much of a, I guess Arlington would be your track to go to, or?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
Okay, so what do you want to talk about?
Oh, just a little high limit deal going on.
Okay, what do you think about it?
I think it's good. I think what you're doing is good.
Danny Dietrich don't agree with you, though.
Well, it kind of hit me deep when I grew up. My dad owned a sprint car. We raced at Arlington, around Minnesota. And just when you said 1% of people in the United States know about sprint cars,
It's sad.
it's true. I work at a company of 40 people, and I'm the only one that knows about sprint cars or the world of outlaws.
Right. Right. And that's their fault. If they want to own the brand of sprint car racing, you know, if they want to be this big fucking we're the staple of sprint car racing, then the reason the world don't know about sprint car racing is because of them. They're responsible.
Yeah, but I feel like these days, as being a fan, I need to take more people I know to dirt track racing itself. Sprint cars, late models, whatever.
Well, I mean, I'd agree with you there, but it ain't necessarily up to you to tell people about sprint car racing. It's up to them. They're the leaders of the industry. And that's why I'm not so much against High Limit and Kyle Larson and Brad Sweet. We got 30 years or 1978 to today, whatever the fuck that is, of how the Outlaws represent the brand of sprint car racing. Let's see what Kyle Larson and Brad Sweet can do. Let's put the starting quarterback has been the World of Outlaws. Let's see what the backup can do. Y'all sucked. Nobody knows about us. Y'all went out there and tried to play the game. Y'all sucked. I can go down the street and get proof. No one knows who we are. Let's see what Brad Sweet and Kyle can do. That's why I'm enthusiastic about it. The Outlaws have failed dirt track racing. They failed sprint car racing. They failed the fans. They failed everyone.
I feel like people have a better time going to a dirt track race than a NASCAR race.
Oh, big time. Huge.
I actually went to it.
Big time.
Yeah.
100% agree.
But they've never been exposed to it, I guess.
Well, and that's the Outlaws' fault that they ain't been exposed to it. That's the person who was supposed to expose them to the sport. They failed.
Yeah, and I think I feel like the streaming would help. Just because, you know, when I grew up, NASCAR was on TV, and there was never any dirt track racing on TV, other than in the late '90s, early 2000s. But it's kind of fell off since then.
Yeah, I mean the
TNN.
Well, I mean Syracuse was on ABC. Eldora was on ABC. But yeah, you're right. I mean, ever since Cole Trickle came along, I mean, I try to blame Cole Trickle. They don't want to agree, but ever since the icon changed, it's been a little bit different.
Yeah.
Is that all you had to say?
Well,
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's my thought. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Is you feel like it's bad that sprint car racing isn't known? You feel responsibility.
Myself, no.
Well, you said you need to bring people to the track. Honestly, that you shouldn't have that burden on your shoulders. That burden is on the brand that's supposed to promote this sport. And that brand that's supposed to promote this sport has been the World of Outlaws.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I would just say it's another. It would help if I, brought people.
It would help, but you're not a track promoter, correct? You don't own a streaming service. You don't own a brand. You're not a promoter of an event. You don't make any money in doing that, do you? These people make money if they can do that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I say, fuck the World of Outlaws. Y'all failed us. Let's see what Brad Sweet and Kyle can do.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, let's see what they can do. All right, well, I'll let you go if you ain't got much else to say.
No, that's it.
Okay, and it's Mitch from Minnesota.
Yep.
Eminem, the rapper. Eminem. Mitch in Minnesota. Eminem.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thanks for calling
Yep.
in. Most people don't. At least you had the balls to dial a number.
Yep.
All right, Mitch.
Always.
Thank you for calling.
Talk to you later.
Bye. All right. The number is on the screen. I'm not accepting Spike's call. Spike is blocked from the show. He defamed me. He turned his back like Bro Joe. And he sat there and talked all this shit to Danny Dietrich about me. He wanted to run his motherfucking mouth, or you can run that shit to declined. Spike is declined. And I got his number saved right here on the screen. I see he tried to call when Mitch was on the phone. Bitch, you ain't getting through. But Kylie or Kaylee, what's her name? No, they're really mad now. If you don't remember their name, they get rid of you. Hold on. Let's see. I want to hear what this fucking asshole has to say. It's Carly. Oh, she's a woman. You can't call her an asshole. Oh, you can't say. Oh, shit. We're getting blowed up. Hello?
This Chaz?
Oh, no. You sound like you're mad at me. What did I do now? Is your name Danny?
No, Chaz. This is Tim from Washington State, a recent fan of yours. Been catching your
Okay.
catching your shows every night.
Washington.
I'm watching one right
State.
now. The State Skagit fan out here.
Okay.
It's real quick. I got two things I want your opinion on because I value it.
Okay.
But just want to say I didn't even expect to get through or to talk to you, but this is really kind of cool. You're kind of a celebrity.
It's easy to happen. If more people would do it, it's easy. But
Yeah, and I will be subscribing and becoming a fan. I'm happy to donate. Want to keep guys like you out there going.
well, it's hard out here for a pimp. I'll tell you that.
Well, I like the self-made kind of guys that don't let society mold them into something, and you're just kind of like, I got this knowledge, I got this background, and I got an opinion and a voice,
Right.
and you call it out, and you own it, and you're true to it, and
Right.
hey, like it, dislike it, you're all good in my book.
Okay. I like you so
So-
far. If you want to shit talk me like Danny Dietrich, go ahead. It's fine. I mean, I'm up for opinion.
No, and I'm just learning the bigger sprint car world. I'm actually kind of become a fan of Billy Dietrich. I've been watching some of his videos the last couple of nights. I don't know. You can tell me different, but he just seems
Billy
like a really
Dietrich
cool,
is
humble guy.
not Danny. Billy is normal. Danny is not.
And I'm assuming Danny is his dad,
Brother.
brother. Okay.
If he was
okay.
his dad, if Danny Dietrich was Billy Dietrich's dad, I don't think Billy would be the same. I think too much physical abuse would happen to Billy, because I think Danny, as he comes across, he seems like when he gets a little intoxicated, he may become abusive to some people.
Mhm.
I've heard of some stuff with even Macedo's at Dave and Buster's in the World Finals. So I don't know 100%, but like I said, I've heard some things. So I don't know if Danny was Billy's dad, I think he would have all kinds of psychological issues. It would be really bad. But anyways, continue.
Okay. Well, yeah, like I said, I just stumbled onto one of his videos. I catch a lot of my sprint car stuff.
Billy's
on
a great
YouTube. I only get to watch 6 nights of sprint car racing live a year at Skagit for Dirt Cup and World of Outlaws, which obviously this year will be High Limit, which I'm looking forward
Well, and
to.
you got Blake Anderson up there, as the commenter just said. That's a big addition.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it again this year. I'm in Spokane, Washington, so to get to Skagit, it's a 6-hour drive for me, so I only go for the 3-night events twice a year.
I've made that drive. There's a bridge right there that crosses Idaho to Washington, I believe, that is extremely high. It's extremely high. I can't forget it. I won't forget it, but
No, you might be thinking of the narrows up around Idaho to Washington is there's not, but you might be thinking of the narrows, or there's some big passes out there in the Port Angeles.
it's beautiful over
and
there,
of course,
regardless.
Yeah, Pacific Northwest is beautiful, and I'd like to
Yes.
see more sprint car action. Actually, at State Line Speedway, little quarter-mile asphalt track we have. I go to that all season long, but it's asphalt. We get the sprint cars. TJ Sneva, you've heard of that name before. He rules the sprint car world there at the asphalt track. But then I make the 6-hour pilgrimage twice a year for Dirt Cup, which is NARC, I believe, and then this year will be High Limit on Labor Day.
Yeah, well, and that'll be interesting.
Well, I hope I'll be watching your videos. If you make it out for one of those in 2024, I'd like to bump into you in the pits and shake your hand or buy some.
Well, I
merch from you or something.
have been up to Skagit. It is Skagit is probably the rougher trip of all of them. I usually do
I get that.
I've been doing a West Coast swing, and Skagit's kind of like that first weekend of the swing, and I've been up there, but I only did go once. But there's a guy out there. He owns a bunch of Ford Focus midgets, and he's a big supporter. So
Yeah, they're cool. They always run with the Outlaws and at Dirt Cup
Yes.
every year too. They're a fun support group. So, anyways, well, I know you got. So just want to run two things.
yeah,
by you,
two
Chaz.
things. I know. Hey, small talk is fine. Two things.
Yeah, I like it, but I know you got a show and lots of people. I don't want to monopolize your whole show, but this is really cool to get to actually visit with you a little bit.
Okay, let's go for it.
Just what's your feeling? And this is just sprint car talk. Sheldon's kind of my favorite.
Okay.
There's probably no chance he could go to High Limit driving for NOS, is there? And what do you think? Do you think he could have a better career? Because I still think he's a badass, and I still
He's a big chip.
expect him to do big things. What's that?
I was saying he's a big chip. If High Limit could get him to come over, that's a pretty big win. He's a big chip. That's what I mean. He's a piece.
Yeah, I think he's a great guy and an awesome racer. Like this last Labor Day weekend, on the night of his 30th birthday, he came from 16th or 18th to win. Caught Brad Sweet on the second to the last lap. I was there, and because turns 3 and 4 were really rough up top, and he was sliding everybody up top on 3 and 4 where nobody else wanted to go. And like I said, 16th to first. The first or second night over Labor Day weekend on his birthday, on his 30th birthday, having a nice visit with him afterward. But I'm a big fan, and I just thought, he does okay with the World of Outlaws, top 10. Man, if he was to go High Limit, I think he could really make it, rise up in the ranks, couldn't he?
Well, I mean, who is going to challenge Brad Sweet? I mean, that's the bigger issue. I mean, Dirt Tracker made a video like, we could talk about gravel, but who's going to compete against Brad? I mean,
well,
is Zeb Wise going to compete against Brad? Seriously? Are we having that conversation?
I guess Kyle is, huh?
Midweek.
That could be kind of fun, couldn't it? To see the Brad and Kyle show every night.
The midweek shows. I think Kyle will run for that midweek championship. I think that'll be something to see. But when High Limit comes up to Skagit, for instance, or Gold Cup, who is the challenger?
Rico?
Maybe, right?
Can Rico on a consistent basis give Brad a run for his money?
Well, and that's where World of Outlaws has a stance. At least in the World of Outlaws, they got Gravel, they got Macedo, they got Schuhart. These are guys who could give him a run for his money. And in High Limit, literal phrase, run for his money. is on the line, and who is gonna compete with Brad Sweet? I mean, Courtney, potentially Tyler Courtney, could run with them, but maybe we're gonna find out real quick though that there's better drivers outside of the Outlaws than the Outlaws. I mean,
well,
the Outlaws,
agreed.
they go to certain regions and they get their ass handed to them. Yeah, they look good when they're racing in the middle of fucking nowhere, but when they go to Ohio or they go to Knoxville or they go to Houston or they go to the West Coast or PA, they get their ass handed to them. It's only Brad and
Devil's
Macedo
Bowl?
and Gravel who can keep up with them.
Yeah, Devil's Bowl night too. I learned that from watching you.
Right. Who's going to compete with those guys in those areas?
Well, you brought up a good point, and this is, and I don't know what show I'm on or if we're live right now, but I'm watching a show where you were like, oh, I must be watching it earlier, but I'm probably watching it. But you were talking to someone from Minnesota, and you said, the Outlaws, they done, and I agree with you. It's their fault why everyone doesn't know who the World of Outlaws is. And and people think I'm crazy to drive 6 hours to go watch some silly dirt races because they have no idea what I'm driving 6 hours to spend Labor Day weekend to see.
They don't know what the World of Outlaws is, or sprint car, or dirt racing. And if we want to talk about that, as to whose fault that is, as to why people don't know, it is the World of Outlaws' fault.
Well, they are the promoter, right? Am I wrong?
That's what they're stapling their fucking name on, is we're sprint car racing. So if you want to own the brand of sprint car racing, why does the brand of sprint car racing not hold any validity in the regular world?
Right. You're right. Yeah, and I never thought of it that way until I heard it 20 minutes ago on your show. It's
well, and that's why people do tune in. They do tune in to hear, normal, sane talk sometimes, but.
Well, and you touched a few minutes ago, I think High Limit, because I'm a fan of dirt sprint car racing, so I don't care who's putting on the show. I'm a nut, and if I lived near a track, I'd be a season ticket holder. So,
right.
To me, it doesn't really matter what banner they're running on. If I lived in
You're
PA,
in Spokane, fucking Washington.
Game.
You're the greatest example there is. You're driving 6 hours to see them. Nobody else is doing that. They wait for them to come to town.
Yeah, and that's why I can only go twice a year, because it's too long of a trip, too expensive to go for a 1 or 2 night race. So 2 nights a year, Skagit holds the big 3-nighters, and I book a hotel and I go. and I would like to say, is talking to the guy for a minute, I have introduced at least a dozen or 2 dozen friends in the Seattle area that are now sprint car fans, because I'm in town and they come to see me, they come to the races, and oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. I gotta go home and take a shower, and I'd like to say that I've done my part.
Well, and that's my problem with it, is it's like the actual, okay, so if I was selling tacos, for instance, if it's like the best fucking tacos you've ever eaten in your life, I'm going to make that a really big fucking thing very quickly. I'm going to find a way to introduce this to a bunch of people, and all of a sudden, in 1 or 2 years, you're going to hear about the Chaz's Tacos or whatever. And that's the fucked up part about sprint car racing in the World of Outlaws, is it's like, this fucking taco, known as sprint car racing at its top level, is really fucking good. How do other people not know how good this taco fucking is? Why is a guy in fucking Spokane, Washington, driving 6 hours away and telling people about this taco if there is an entity out there known as the World of Outlaws that is supposed to be promoting this taco? It is their responsibility. It is their... It's for their profitability. It is up. I don't even know if profitability is a word, but it is for their gain for people to know about this taco. And that's the stress that
Okay.
I've been dealing with for fucking 4 years. And maybe Kyle and Brad's going to fix it now that I bitched at Kyle for 4 fucking years about it. Well, they apparently think they can promote that taco that's so badass to the world better. And I'm sitting here saying, based on the fucking years of evidence, fine. You fucking World of Outlaw guys, you've been throwing this taco football sprint car thing, and you ain't been putting fucking results on the board. I go down the street, they don't know what the fuck we are. Let's see if Kyle and Brad can do better than you.
100%. 100%.
It's that fucking
and let's
simple.
take it a step. Well, let's take it a step further. And you tell me, name another high echelon, top of the echelon sport
Right.
where you have the accessibility to the athletes like you do in sprint car racing. These people, when I was at Dirt Cup this last summer in June, there was about 6 or 7 other people that came to the race with my daughter, because that's the only time I see my daughter is when I'm going to, I take her to dinner, I buy her, and she brought a bunch of her friends. When they found out, when I told them we get to go into the pits after the show, you can meet these guys, you can talk to them, you can get an autograph, you can get, can you do that with the Seattle Seahawks or a football team or a baseball?
It's like $2,500 to stand where the players walk out. To stand near the, for example, to stand near the push-off lane, it's $2,500. Where the cars push onto the track, like where the players run out to the field, it's $2,500 to watch them push out.
Well, so getting back to the point, they got a really marketable thing here to promote to the world, and sprint car racing probably isn't for everybody, but there's a lot more fans out there that just don't know it.
It don't exist.
And you can use this. Well, and you can use this on your show.
I say it all the time. Been saying
it. I have brought newbies to the. Now, some of them, oh yeah, I've heard of it, but man, you should see their eyes light up, the hair standing up on their arms when their boys are coming out and they're warming up and they jump on it and do hot laps. They just, with their eyes get as skits.
Well,
they're like, this is fucking cool, man.
And I've seen that. I've seen that look. I've went in, somebody challenged me today. Oh, you just talk shit on Kyle Larson and you get all these views. I was talking about racing and what we're talking about right now in 2017. And Kyle, 2017. And Kyle came talking shit to me. And when Kyle came talking shit to me, his fans started yapping, and I was like, all right, I'll meet you this weekend. You want to talk all this fucking shit? Let's see where you're at. So I went traveling for like 4 fucking years straight. I drove all over this country. I would go. I did what these outlaw people that I don't think are good for the sport because they ain't promoted it, because of these experiences I know. I've went out and ate dinner at a taco, funny enough, a taco place. For one in particular example, I went to a taco place right outside of Volusia after the races. It's the only fucking place open at 3 a.m, whatever. 2, 3 a.m. We went to the strip clubs, fucking PA people, good people, not Danny Dietrich, but good people, took me out, and we had a great time. Strip clubs, I didn't indulge in the womanizing situation, but I went to a fucking taco shop, random people. I said, hey, they asked me what's my shirt and all this. I had matching logos. And I was like, oh, I'm into dirt racing. They're like, oh, dirt racing, what's that? And I pull my phone out and I show them. And they're like, dude, that's fucking cool. Where is that at? That's happening where? That's down the street. What are you talking about?
Right
really?
in the backyard.
How fast are they going? I said, dude, they're going 130, 140 miles an hour fucking sideways, bro. They're throwing it in there. And he's like, it's a black dude. This was a group of black people. I know it's hard for you people to understand. You're from Spokane. I think you know what I'm saying. But I know it's hard for you people to think other people of the world might like our sport. But I was talking to this guy, and he was fucking down. And I met him the next day at the track. He showed the fuck up with his wife and his kids. Cool. And it's like, What the fuck, dude? If you in Spokane, 6 hours from the next fucking closest facility, and me in Daytona, and I did this same similar situation in Harrisburg, PA, which is right down the street from Williams Grove. They didn't know what the fuck a sprint car was either. Right down the street from fucking Williams Grove. 10, 15 minutes. What's a sprint car? I don't know. I experienced this across the fucking country. Originally, it was as an announcer, as a marketing guy in Dallas, Texas. But then when I sprung out, there's people in Chico, California. 2 years ago, they had the big ass fucking bikini contest. I went to a Mexican restaurant downtown Chico. I did Uber in Chico. I know all the fucking areas. The waitress, she was kind of attractive. I said, hey, you should, we was with 4 or 5 people. I was talking shit. I was like, you should enter this bikini contest, $5,000 to win tonight. What are you talking about? There's a bikini contest? Yeah, right down the road. Fucking, and where I'm sitting in this restaurant's less than fucking 2 miles from the fucking facility.
Wow.
Don't know that there's a fucking bikini contest going on for $5,000 to win, and this is a college chick with a rockin' fucking body. I mean, my girlfriend's got a hotter body, bigger titties, and nicer ass, but I'm just saying that this is right down the fucking road, and you don't know how.
Well,
it's not our responsibility, and this is where I've got some animosity towards the sport. It's not my responsibility or yours to be promoting this sport. They're not paying us. I mean, I get some YouTube views, but I ain't getting paid. If people show up to the track, I ain't getting no cut of the percentage of the entries. You're not getting paid. You're not getting a referral fee or something from these people. But these fucking people running this motherfucking sport, they are. And if we could do it for free, this effectively, these fucking people making money off of it have failed. They are they are Mac Jones. Ted Johnson left. Drew Bledsoe left. Tom Brady came in and showed you what you could do with a real fucking player in the game. Mac Jones, they can't cut it. He ain't a good fucking quarterback. Get him out. He's a starter that shouldn't be playing. And I think that the World of Outlaws is a starter quarterback who needs to be fucking benched. And Brad Sweet and Kyle is coming to start for him. And I'd rather see, I don't even know if the Outlaws are good or bad or whatever. I'm just saying, I got the evidence that you don't make the throws for the touchdown that this sport fucking needs. Let's see what the backup can fucking do. Let's see what Brad Sweet and Kyle can fucking do, because you can't make the throws that this sport needs.
Yeah, I agree. Well, and the nice thing with Kyle's notoriety outside of dirt track, because a lot of people who don't know that sprint cars exist know who Kyle Larson is. So I think that's going to help. I think that's going to bring it. And then, and then then when they put on the banner, 5-time national champion, they don't even have to mention the World of Outlaws. All they got to do is say 5-time defending champion is running. That might raise some awareness, because you got my mind to thinking the only reason why I know of sprint cars, and I just started going back to races
mainly
about 3
your
or 4
daddy,
years ago.
your parents.
My dad ran sprint cars at Ascot Speedway in the mid to late 70s. I'm almost 60 years old, and I know all about J.C. Agajanian and Ascot. Mike Schaar, who got killed 1979, drove my dad's car a while before my dad took the seat over. And then all these years later, marriage and divorced a couple times, and financial bankruptcy.
But
and
that's
then
the only way you heard about it was through that shit.
That's it. So about 3 or 4 years ago, I got to thinking, man, I'd like to see me some sprint car action. And I started fumbling. I stumbled onto Skagit Speedway, not World of Outlaws. And I went out for the Dirt Cup, which is at the end of June, not a World Outlaw event. And then when I was at Dirt Cup, I learned about this Skagit Fruit National. And that's the first I ever heard of World of Outlaws. All I knew is sprint cars ran. I didn't know about any sanctioning bodies or anything. And then ever since then, I've been learning more and more. And picking my favorites. I like Rico. I like Sheldon. He's my favorite. You know, I don't really dislike any of them. You know,
Right.
but that's my point. The only reason why I know of sprint cars is because as a child, and then when I got to looking back into it, I stumbled onto it. You know, nobody has to be told there's an NFL or an NBA
You're
or
damn
even
right.
a tennis player. You know, or even there's a professional
even
ping
UFC.
pong league at
UFC,
UFC.
which is, and the
Yeah,
reason
everything.
the reason I keep referencing UFC is because UFC is the one sport we saw. If you're in our age range, I'm 35, 36, and you're it sounds like a little older. You said Ascot. I never saw it, but here's what I'm saying is like UFC, MMA, the sport of MMA, mixed martial arts, went from almost like we are right now, a nobody sport, to bigger than all the major brands you know of in combat sport. It's bigger than boxing. Boxing could be boxing and dirt track racing could be right now what MMA and boxing was in the 90s. MMA was pretty much off the fucking block. Boxing was the fucking NASCAR. Everyone knew about it, blah, 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 blah. You know, and the reason I say UFC is because that's what happens when a real fucking G, not just a Freemason, but a real G, gets into the game and actually promotes a form of their love, not a form of sport. And when they get in there and start promoting it, all of a sudden, everyone hears about it. We didn't know what MMA was. A lot of people know about UFC before they even know MMA. They know of the World of Outlaws before they hear of sprint car racing. That's a proper way of branding. You hear about the brand before you hear about the sport. That's not happening. That's just not fun. But it's possible. I think Brad Sweet and Kyle say to themselves, Brad Sweet especially, say, hey, we have MMA, but we don't have a UFC.
Well, I agree, and I left and I forgot when I said Kyle with his notoriety, and I think backed up by Flow Racing, as you call it, the Amazon of you know, pay-per-view or you know,
the big conglomerate.
Because
They're the big boys in the situation.
Yeah, 'cause they're not in it to help Brad and Kyle. They're in it to make money, and they're in it to grow it. So I think that there's three good entities right there. And I agree with you. You said the other night you was talking about Brad and Kyle's little 12-minute video. I saw that episode of your show, and I agreed with you 100%. There's very little I disagree with you on, Chaz.
That's fine.
But,
That's fine. Hey, you can disagree or agree. I ain't here to create slaves. I'm here to create people.
No. Well, and people take talking shit too bad. Talking shit is good. It's good to have some controversy. It stimulates awareness, because at the very least, sprint car racing, thanks to you, and you're not getting paid, might bring in a few 100,000 more fans in this next year, because you are creating controversy with this whole High Limit Kyle Larson World of Out, which is a good thing. It sounds like some people, like this Dietrich guy, is taking things a little too personal.
He's not taking things personal. He's just extremely drunk. You know, that's his problem.
Yeah, well, and I missed the part of the show. I'll have to watch the whole show because I just clicked on it. Let's see what it's. Let me look at my clock.
Don't
here.
waste your time rewinding to hear anything about Danny Dietrich. Don't. It's better for your life.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock here, so it must be going on 1 o'clock where you're at.
12, but 1 where Danny's at. He's definitely sleeping and drooling all over his pillow.
But yeah, well, like I said, you ought to send Flo or Kyle and Brad an invoice, because that's one thing people like you, and let's give Dirt Tracker a little credit. I've learned some things. I didn't agree with his, disagreeing with your asterisk thing, which is another point I wanted to talk to you about
but
to get your opinion on.
He literally came at me and said that video wasn't. He messaged me about that when I responded. He said the video wasn't about me, although The entire society saw it
well,
that way.
that's tough. That's I respect the guy. He's got it, but I wish he would just own it. If you said it, just own it, dude. Nobody else mentioned the asterisk. You called it. You called it at the start. I mean,
That's what I
so
thought.
come on. I forgot his name over there. Say it and own it. Come on, bud. It's all good. We're all friends here. We're just, rubbing each other a little the wrong way, which is good for the sport. Yeah.
But does Dirt Tracker come across as like a World of Outlaw shill? Do you know what shill means?
Yeah. No, he's definitely in their corner. I can tell he's trying to be unbiased, but no, yeah, I know what a shill is. I think he's, and who knows, there may be some background.
Hold on. He used to work for World Racing Group, by the way. He used to work for him. Shill.
So there.
Hold on. Let me read the definition of a shill. A shill is a deceptive helper. Let me ask y'all: does this sound like Dirt Tracker or no? Brad Sweet. Let me ask you this: does Dirt Tracker sound like a deceptive helper? A shill is someone who secretively supports or promotes a person or organization for their own benefit. Does that sound like?
Yeah, because
Does that sound like Dirt Tracker? That guy right there, as he's.
Oh, I must be on now because I'm looking at my screen and you got that up on the screen. I've got
We're up to time
volume
now.
turned down.
Hold on. Get
I gotta
You're
turn
a
up.
random caller from Washington. You see what I see. Do you see what I see? Shill, a deceptive helper. First of all, Dirt Tracker messaged me. Thanks for the toxic comments. He said, all this shit, all this stuff, all my asterisk stuff was not about you. I could pull up his messages, although I don't want to. He kind of halfway threatened to sue me. Honestly,
oh geez.
I kind of halfway felt like I was being threatened to be sued. So, honestly, and I don't know if Justin, if you're watching this, I'll probably clip this out so you do. I felt like you were threatening to sue me when you said I don't want anyone. Hold on, I don't. Hold on, let me get the YouTube chat up. I don't want to.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, we had Tanner Holmes. I don't want to lie because I know about the legal ramifications of things, and I know that if I'm telling the truth, you can't do fucking shit about it. So I do have these messages here. I felt like I was going to be sued. Let me see here.
That's too bad because Justin puts on a good show. He did. If he hadn't have said the word asterisks, he said there are people out there claiming that there'll be an so it's like, bud, come on, it's all good. You disagree with the Chaz, no big deal. It's okay. You can agree to disagree with the Chaz, and Chaz can call you out for disagreeing
and I
with him.
responded. That's how I felt about it.
Yeah, let's not get our panties in a bunch here. We're creating controversy. We're helping the sport. You and Chaz have different opinions. Big deal. It's okay, man. It's okay. That's too bad. That's just too bad that he took it that way.
Yeah,
I kind of like. That's one thing I like.
The reason I felt like he was talking about suing me is because he kept. There was a few points where he talked about the brand. Like he don't want his brand. If anyone's being mean to me or mean to you under my brand, that's not right. I completely, am against that. And Dirt Tracker is very mellow, very, very mellow as far as opinionation.
Agreed.
And me and Dirt Tracker are so different. I joke about it and say he's Don Lemon and I'm Joe Rogan. But in a weird way, it is that separation of style. It is that separation of he has a script. He literally does write his shows. Is apparently a 2,000 word script that he reads. He's not sitting there looking at a camera and saying what he thinks. Sometimes he's saying what he's pre-written. And
no callers, no live talk.
Right. There's no. I don't want to be mean to him, but there's no human element to what he's doing. It's a robot.
Agreed.
I could write that script out and send it to I could go to ChatGPT and take his script that he writes every day, paste it, and it will make a video for me. It is not, there's no human element to it. That's all I would say. The human element comes with raw offensiveness, comes with thought, grace. It comes with all the good and bad. It's not just a huge negative.
A few F-bombs, a few beers, a little controversy. I mean, that's why I like Spike and I like Broke Joe and I like these guys. Everybody gets to John and cussing each other out and calling each other names. But we're all good. In the end, I know you and Spike are cool. You and Broke Joe are cool. You have different, but it's all good for the sport.
Right.
Does Justin not realize that you may have sent thousands of people to his website and his show by bringing him up and saying that people that don't know, it turns out I watch his show off and on. I watch yours more. I kind of watch yours religiously. But if I was not a Dirt Tracker watcher, after hearing what you said and talking about that, I probably would have clicked over and checked the show out.
Right.
So he should kind of appreciate this stuff.
Right.
The
biggest promoter of Hillary was Trump.
Yes, you said that. Yeah, and the biggest promoter of Trump was Hillary. Yeah. So now we got High Limit and World of Outlaws.
And that's why I've speculated, is this a big fucking joke with the High Limit and the Outlaws? Are they playing on the stage in a way? Because just like Hillary and Trump promoted politics to society, we're more politicized than ever before. It seems like this High Limit versus Outlaw thing is promoting sprint car racing. We're becoming more indulged into sprint car racing than ever before because of the battle.
Well, they say competition is good for the consumer. So, right? I mean, if that is what they're doing, yay. Because like I said, at the end of the day, and I've just these last year actually started watching more and more on YouTube where I've learned about you and Dirt Tracker. And I'm learning more and more. But before that, all I want to do is go watch sprint cars. And I didn't even care who it was for or what banner. So all I care is that there's sprint cars on a track, and I wish there would be a track closer to me.
Well, you are in a bad location. Spokane is very beautiful, but it is shitty for dirt track racing. You are fucked.
It is. We do get some pretty good stuff, some late model, and we do get the inland wing spritz out here, and we get some good racing. I got buddies racing road runners and park models and, modifieds, and it's fun for track racing, asphalt. We have some exciting nights, but like I said, I wouldn't drive 6 hours for it.
Well, just to kind of bookend this, the one part where I felt like Dirt Tracker might look to sue me because I talked about him and said he called me out with the asterisk that we're all sitting here saying that's what it was about. After he said he got toxic comments, he said, I won't send people your way in a negative fashion. And if folks are using my brand on your side in a negative way, I'm not okay with that. Now, the sentence of if folks are using my brand, do you not see how that's like a potential, like if you're using your brand in a negative way against mine, that is a potential legal issue?
Yeah, I'd be careful with that one, Chaz.
That's how he's fucking projecting it right now. That's how he's talking to me.
Well, and that's really too bad because that's not how it is. So in your defense, I hope these shows are recorded. Let me just say, I disagree with Dirt Tracker, but I respect Justin. I like his show.
Me too. I watch him.
I don't think negatively of him just because he disagreed with you. When I watched the show on the asterisk, I was like, geez, that's just your opinion, Justin. So what I'm saying is if this ever comes to court, here is a fan of both your shows where his brand was not harmed in any way by this fan sitting in Spokane,
it was promoted.
Washington.
It was promoted. His fucking brand was promoted.
Absolutely, because
Larson knows this.
Well, I'm sure you've got thousands of subscribers and followers out there that don't know who Dirt Tracker is, but doesn't watch him. And I guarantee you, when it was mentioned, I guarantee you they all went back on YouTube and watched that show.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's how it works. That's how the game is
promoted.
played. I don't know why the game wasn't played the same way. It makes no sense to me.
Maybe tomorrow you call Justin up, say, "Hey man, let's not let this get out of hand. We're colleagues
tomorrow.
here."
Tomorrow we clip this shit out and we make a video that says the Chaz and his caller calls Dirt Tracker out for being a bitch, and that's how we communicate. We do not communicate in the entertainment industry by having private phone calls. We communicate in the entertainment industry on the stage. That's how it works.
Right. All the world's a stage. I don't know if you were ever a Rush fan, but
well, I'm not a Rush fan. I don't know who that is, but I hope you're not saying Rush.
It was a rock group.
Okay.
No,
okay.
Rush, the rock group from Canada. Their drummer Neil Peart died last year.
Well, now we know why Clark's a regular on the show. But no, I get what you're saying.
Cool.
I mean, you're the world is a stage. That's unfortunately what it is.
And we are merely players. They wrote a song about it, and we are merely players.
Right, and I just think that the quarterback, known as the World Racing Group, needs to be replaced by somebody. Let's see what the backup can do. Let's see what Brad and Larson can do.
Or have some good competition, because here's the deal. I don't necessarily, I mean, I'm a World of Outlaws fan, but you know what? I have not seen one high limit race yet, but I am looking forward to it next Labor Day weekend at Skagit Speedway, because it's still dirt cars. Probably going to get the C-Suite race. I hope Macedo, or not Macedo, I hope my boy Sheldon's there.
Sheldon?
He hasn't come out. But let me ask you this, because I don't understand how the World of Outlaws and NOS, they're both in bed together. NOS couldn't really honestly do that, could they?
I mean, NOS sponsors the series.
Could NOS?
Why would you need a car?
Yeah, that's true.
You sponsor the series. Why do you need a car? Isn't that wasted investment? Isn't that a wasted investment, technically? Yeah,
but I guess put a player in the series, and like you said, Sheldon's a big chip. He's a big draw, and and it helps. You talk about lineage and all that. It helps that his dad was the wild child.
Right.
I agree with you about opportunity, and some people do and some people don't have it, and Kyle did. I agree with you there, but that's just how the world works. I don't necessarily hold it against the people that had the opportunity, but I agree with you that I agree with you that there are thousands of talented drivers, perhaps more, perhaps less, that we'll never know. Maybe High Limit will help bring that up more better and offer more opportunity there.
Well,
hopefully.
I mean, Kyle literally, as we speak, just took the checkered flag at Hangtown in the midget. First time back in it. And how long? He just won it by 2.5 seconds over Logan Seavey and Buddy Kofoid.
Wow. Yeah, that.
2.5.
The guy is talented.
He's
the
badass.
Guy is, so
if Bell ain't there, good luck.
Well, that could be fun to watch. Kyle, even if it just comes down to Kyle and Brad, that could be fun to watch. And having to deal with lap traffic and all that could be fun. But I think, won't that bring the other competition up? Won't they raise, like Tiger Woods raised the level of talent in the golfing world 20 years ago?
I honestly think that Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell are the modern Sammy and Steve, and NASCAR has bought that battle away from us. We don't get to see it.
I can grasp that, and that would make Brad Sweet Wolfgang, correct?
I think we got a lot more. I think the population has increased. So if we had 3 guys back in the day, we at least have 6 now. So I think the population has increased. You may have had just 3 guys back in the day, but you probably got more like 6. You got Bell, Larson, Sweet, Gravel, Macedo, Shots. Throw another Shelton, Courtney. And then the other guys who don't get the opportunities. So
You know, speaking of humbleness, that's one of the things I loved about Doug Wolfgang. They asked him who he thought was the best. He said, well, you got Steve, who was the best, and Swindell was the second, and I was the best of the rest. I thought that was a pretty humble comment coming from a guy.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Doug Wolfgang was a good guy, for sure. All right.
Hell of a guy. Okay, one last thing. Can I get your opinion and to think on, perhaps help promote? You seem to have a lifeline to, or have Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson's phone number. We were talking about asterisks, and could this happen in the sprint car world where there is a world championship between High Limit and World of Outlaws at the end of the season, where they take the
like
20
a Super Bowl?
top 20? Yeah, take the top 20 from each side and run a 3-night competition like World of Outlaws did their world finals. Is that just too ridiculous to think of, or is that within realm?
I don't think it's ridiculous. I think it would be hard for both sides to agree. It would almost take a third party who's willing to spend the money to put on like a random event, and kind of name it that way, but not name it that way. You know, I think it would take a third party to put on that event.
Okay, I'm with you. Now, let me ask you something. What, for those that do know about sprint car racing and are into sprint car, how big would that be? How that would be like coming right up just short of the Super Bowl, and the two conferences just each get their own champion, which is what makes Super Bowl the biggest, most televised. So how big would that be? I don't think, would it be that hard to promote and sell tickets to and pay-per-view? You know,
wouldn't it be hard to sell? It would be hard to get the drivers and the teams there. That's the problem.
I would, well, I don't know.
It's a great
I'm
idea,
not a racer, but I would,
if you could get the teams to commit to it.
I would think the drivers would want it. Let me ask you something. If Brad Sweet wins the High Limit Championship and David Gravel wins the World of Outlaw Championship, don't you think Gravel wants a shot at Sweet? And don't you think Sweet wants to let the World of Outlaws know we're better? I'm not disagreeing with you. But
Brad Sweet just has to do what Ricky Thornton Jr. just did, and that's show up as the other series champion at the World Finals and dominate the World Finals. That's all Ricky Thornton Jr. did. People were talking about Bobby Pierce or Ricky Thornton Jr., because the late model world's in this scenario right now with Lucas Oil and World of Outlaw late models split up already. It's been that way, you know. So when those two drivers meet, the two head dogs, what happens? And you know, in the late model side of things, Ricky Thornton Jr. dominated the World of Outlaws, and there's no, I mean, at that point, how can you debate who's better?
Agreed.
So if Brad Sweet shows up to the World Finals next year, for example, and sweeps the week, we ain't got to worry about it no more.
Because he's still the king of the hill. Yeah. No, I didn't think of it that way. Because the High Limit boys can go run the World of Outlaws World Final Championships, can't they?
Right. They're free. The freedom factor.
Yeah, I just thought, well, so, yeah, I guess I never thought of it that way. I didn't think that High Limits could cross over into World of Outlaws, but it sounds like World of Outlaws only gets 4 High Limit races a year.
Right. They're not going to be able to compete against them, which is dumb. It's dumb on their part, but they don't get that.
Well, again,
the girl down at Starbucks don't know what sprint cars and World of Outlaws is, so they're dumb in many ways. So.
Yeah. That's all I was thinking. I thought, I wonder what Chaz thinks, because everyone's talking about, you know, the asterisks and this and that. Well, just have you know, you guys race it off at the end of the year. Put your best against your best.
Right.
Yeah. God, I would probably, I couldn't this year, but I wanted to go to Knoxville this year for the national. My sister and her boyfriend went. I had business, I couldn't make it, but I would travel for that. You know what I mean? I'd buy a plane ticket for that. And I'll probably be buying a plane ticket for Knoxville next August, because I guess if you're only going to do one, that's the one you want to do.
It's not
unless
a bad
you tell
one.
me different.
Kings Royal. Eldor is different. Eldor is definitely different.
Well, hey, Chaz, certainly cool talking to you. I could talk to you all night, so I won't hold you
Okay.
hostage the rest of the night. But
Well,
certainly cool to be on the show, talk to you in person, and I hope to run into you at Skagit sometime.
all right. We may be up there next year. We'll see.
Right on, man. You're one of the good ones. Keep doing
All
what
right.
you're doing. Don't let
Name
them,
and
don't let them wear you
location.
down.
Spokane, and what's the name for everybody to know?
Tim in Spokane, and you'll be seeing me on the chats here pretty soon. I just gotta get over being lazy and sign up.
Well,
that,
I mean, you ain't got to sign up technically. I mean, but somebody did join the little membership. Mike Palmer, keep the Chaz trucking, which is the upgrade from the pitch and hit. So, there's many ways to support, and the support does matter for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna support. I'm a self-employed. I'm a contractor. Nothing fancy, nothing, But I'm a contractor. Been a contractor my whole life. But I like seeing guys like you. You've invented yourself. You took your
Right.
knowledge of racing and what you did at the track, and you created your own entity. And I respect that, and I will support it all day long because that's what this country was founded on. So.
You're damn right. All right. Well, Tim from Spokane.
Good talking to you,
It
man.
was a great talk. I can't wait. We're going to make so many videos out of this tomorrow. It's unbelievable.
Right on. I can't wait to see him tomorrow night on YouTube.
All right. Thank you for calling, Tim.
Have a good one, man.
All right. So we do have several callers, but we also have no beer. So we're going to get beer. And if you do not call, hold on. We're going to get a drink, maybe two. We're going to come right back, and I'm going to call these numbers back if you do not call. Stay tuned. It's like a 30-second break. If you're worried about me going to pee, we did that during the talk there with Tim. I can't believe I just admitted that on camera, but when you saw me lean back, hey, just saying. Anyways, we will be right back. If your area code is 276, hold on, where the fuck is 276 from? Hold on. I got to look up 276. 276 area code. Virginia is calling. Oh, my God. Langley. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. We're coming right back. I'm literally going to grab a beer. I'm coming right back down. I won't take as long as Danny Dietrich. I promise you. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. That quick, ladies and gentlemen, that quick. All right, lines are open. We're going to be calling some of these people back. Let's see what happens. 276 is being called right now. Hold on. Let me go back to the first number that called, 262. Here we go. 262's ringing. There's my evidence. That's the evidence. Forwarded. All right. 276 is going to get a chance. This is the ring.
What's up, Chaz?
Oh, my. Somebody answered the damn phone.
Well, you damn straight answered the phone for you. How you been, man?
276. This is that motherfucker from the West Coast Paris Auto Speedway. Just go ahead and tell me.
No, actually, no. I'm down here in Virginia, but I'm not near Langley, and I'm not the CIA, but I am near a couple of racetracks. But my point for you is this.
Okay, hold on. You are from Virginia. What's your name?
Matt.
Okay.
So, World of Outlaws is the only name that anybody outside of this little bubble thinks of when it comes to dirt racing, besides the fucking Chili Bowl. So explain to me how High Limit's going to do anything to compete with that.
What do you mean? They ain't even got a chance.
Yeah, they do. They've got the name behind them.
No, they haven't had a chance. We're going to find out. That's what I'm saying.
But you're talking about coming up a mountain, dude. Like,
yeah.
You said it, 30-some years. I want to see them succeed, but I'm scared they're not going to.
Do you think the Outlaws will? We have 30 years of evidence they won't.
Hell no, they won't. That's the problem.
Right. That is the problem. And they're not going to do shit unless High Limit does something. They ain't moved 10,000 to win in how many years High Limit comes along, they do. So, I mean.
Correct. Okay, take someone like me. I'm assuming you've watched dirt racing all your life, right?
Yes.
I'm a NASCAR guy. I come from NASCAR. I didn't start watching dirt until the Chili Bowl of 2020.
Okay.
2020 or 2021. I got hooked on the Chili Bowl. Then I started watching late models. You know how long it took me to even discover sprint cars?
Have you ever...
Literally this year.
Had you heard of them before? When did you hear a sprint car?
I'd heard... I've seen one probably Bristol Dirt 2000.
Okay.
I've seen a little bit of it. Okay. But I honestly thought they'd shut down.
That's funny.
I mean, that's kind of your point you're making, right? That
yes.
But this is coming from a new fan. So for a new fan, when you've got two series like this, I have to decide which service am I buying? Am I buying Dirt Vision for World of Outlaws, or am I buying Flood?
Well, but that's the angle I talk about in, like, High Limit can instantly just trump World of Outlaws. Because there's so many people out there that don't even know about the sport to begin with. All the High Limit has to do is just worry about them people. You don't have to worry about choosing anymore. If you go after the new person, there's no options. You thought World of Outlaws shut down, for crying out loud. I mean, High Limit can come and introduce, and this is why I say even the stars, the drivers, the people, you can introduce it to the new people as if it's something completely new, because it is completely new to these people. You know, so you don't even have to. You don't even have to worry about people choosing. That the traditionalists have to choose, but the new people, all you have to do is just go and get them. And that's my point. The Outlaws haven't been trying to go and get them. It don't seem like, at least.
Okay, so I have a friend that went to his first Outlaw show, correct?
Okay.
He met David Gravel. Now he's a huge David Gravel fan. You know.
Where did he meet him? What track? Where was this?
I'm not 100% sure. Hang on, I'll ask him. He's in Discord. Where'd you meet
Discord? Did you just admit to being an iRacer, by the way?
Yes, I did.
Oh, God.
I'm actually an iRacing broadcaster, too, but that's a whole nother topic.
Oh, God. I used to be a badass back in the R Factor days. I was saying that in my video the other day. Me, Kyle Larson, and Ricky Thornton Jr., Chris Bell, Kevin Swindell, Mike McKinney, Chase Briscoe. We were all R Factor buddies back in the day.
And he answered, he met him at Lakeside.
Okay. Kansas City. How the fuck did you get all the way over there?
I didn't. He did.
Oh, okay. Leave it up to white people. They conquer the world, you know. So.
Well, you know.
I mean.
You know. But to your other point, remember the video you did the other day about the driving coming over from iRacing, being an influencer? Remember all that?
Yes, that is a very true thing, and I said that because of my sim racing experience. But
all right, I'm here as a sim racer to tell you us that take it seriously do not like the driving on the sim either.
Right.
It's garbage.
That's my point. That's why I said that, honestly, because even back in the R Factor days, there was a sense of, almost like the real world, there was a sense of respect, and you don't race people this way, or you get kicked out or banned from the league. It was very segregated back there, whereas today you could just jump on in any race you want in iRacing and fuck it up. You couldn't do that back
Yeah,
then.
and there's no fixing it either. That's the problem.
Right.
And it's running the kids that's coming in. I believe that. Yes.
Right. And
It's
that's
running it
where
on asphalt, dirt. It don't matter.
well, and that's why I was saying, like, that kind of way of learning how to race is bad. I learned how to race sim racing wise against Kyle Larson and Chris Bell and Kevin Swindell and Mike McKinney and, really good drivers. I raced against those. So when I got into a real race car and I was, 2/10 faster than the track champion and I was almost winning a race 2 races in and I was jumping in a sprint car and could handle it my first fucking try, That's why, because I learned in the simulator, just like before you go into space, you do a flight simulator. I had so many simulator hours that I was good enough and trained to do that. I feel like the new trainer, the new sim racing is training people to just fucking right rear people, knock them out of the, like I said in my video that you referenced. That's exactly how I feel new sim racing is teaching kids.
Yeah, I mean, I had a guy come, 5 cars back on me the other day, just right rear me in the fence. Like, that's all it took.
Right, no respect. Same thing. Y'all experiencing the same shit that the fucking real world's experiencing.
And for us, it's unfortunate and can't get in a real car and not physically able to even get in a real car. It's frustrating.
Right.
Because this is as close as we'll get, right?
Well, and
that's the part that people miss.
I think that some of the best race car drivers in the world are in simulation racing because all the cars are the same, all the engines are the same. The only difference is literally the wheel and pedal. It is different in the real car. I will say this, as being one of the most successful, and I don't think Larson could combat this, one of the most successful sim racers in the early 2000s, I guess, of R Factor. I felt when I got into a real car that I was okay. I was capable. I knew what was coming. Whereas I feel like the new one, the new way of doing things is just so unrealistic. It felt like it was taken seriously. And now it's taken as a game. But these rich kids that have the money to race, this is where they get their first fucking laps.
Correct. And here's the other issue to it. For the people that hurts the people in the sim racing world that's trying to make it serious, right?
Right.
I'm a broadcaster. I call for a league that runs 9 months. We run from February to November. I watch these guys treat it as hard as they can, practice hours every week.
And then have a little fucker come in and just fuck it up.
Precisely. That's not cool. And it's back to the point, it's coming over to the real world, which makes it a problem across the board.
Right.
Because no matter if you want to, shit on sim racers or don't, fake drivers, fake cars, whatever, we all know girls do that. It comes over to the same thing.
Well, it's the closest thing you can get to the real car without actually being able to afford it. That's why I think you could possibly find a lot of talent in sim racing because it's your best level playing field to judge driving ability.
Right. Not only driving, what about broadcasting, man? What about announcers?
It is very setup dependent. I will say that. It is the fixed setup shit's where you're going to find your drivers. The open setup shit is where you're going to find your good setups. Because setups is horsepower in sim racing. I mean, that's the best comparison.
Which there's a whole debacle with setup shops and all that we won't get into. That's a scam as well.
It's a big money maker, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. But I want to thank you, actually. Because as a brand new fan, when I first started watching, you were the first person that I started to watch inside the dirt world to kind of understand, because it is different than NASCAR, right?
Right.
It is way different. It's not a snooze fest. I'll even admit that. And NASCAR is becoming a snooze fest. We all know that. But you were able to explain it in a common way that always kind of started to make sense, right? Because there's so much in the dirt world that a lot of people don't look at. You've got midget racing. You've got sprint cars. You've got late models. Modifieds, which was one of the first things I was introduced to, right? So I appreciate that. And I don't think, I know you and Dirt Tracker had y'all's little issue. The problem is we're eating our own kind here. Like, we're this small community, so why are we going to eat our own kind here? Why?
I don't know why Dirt Tracker didn't come up with a video the next day saying fuck the Chaz and built it up. If he was that upset about it. Because that's what builds it.
Right. Exactly. Drama creates cash, dude. I know you make wrestling reference. You're a wrestling fan.
Back in the day, I was a Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, D-Generation X.
Well, yeah.
Suck it, nigga.
You're not a Roman Reigns fan.
I said the N-word. I'm sorry. I said it the nice, normal way. Continue.
Oh, jeez.
Nigga, please. Hold on. Continue. I will say it like I'm a hood, because I am hood. But anyway.
Right. But the point of it is, like, we need controversy. We need these things. We need to get it out there. We need the drivers to be the stars, a.k.a. a David Gravel, Taylor Reimer, excuse me, who I'm actually pulling for. Not.
I hope she's good.
Hopefully
she's not Kaylee Bryson.
You know, that's funny you said that, because when I first started watching, I started pulling for her, and then that didn't go very far. Just like Haley Deegan,
I lost all the respect I had for Kaylee Bryson when she got her ass handed to her by a bunch of USCS motherfuckers. You know what USCS is. That's fucking amateur below amateur, and Kaylee Bryson's struggling to keep up with weekly fucking USCS guys. You ain't no good.
I want that girl to come in and be successful, not because she's pretty, but because she's a girl. Fucking drive.
Not because she's a girl. Like I said to Jerry, I don't know who it was I said it to. I don't want I want a good black driver. I want a good African-American, whatever you want. I'll say black because that's how we say it. I want a good black race car driver, but I don't want a motherfucking Bubba Wallace. I want a Michael Jordan. If you're going to come in and kick ass like an athlete, like an elite motherfucker, be elite. I don't want you to come into this motherfucking sport just because you're a female or because you're black or because you're fucking something besides a white boy with blonde hair and green eyes. I want you to fucking come in here and kick fucking ass. Be a fucking killer on the racetrack. And that's the problem with female race car drivers in today's society is we promote motherfuckers because they got them an injected ass like Reimer or what. I don't know if that's true or not, but based on the before after, it looks like it's been injected by something. I'm just saying, I don't want a Reimer because you got an injected fat booty. I don't want a Bubba Wallace because your shade of skin is different than mine and you're fucking, oblongatas. I want you to kick fucking ass. Whatever you are, I want some merit. And that's really the issue here.
Right.
I want some fucking merit. You are where you are because you fucking earned it.
Correct. That's it. That's all there needs to be.
Ain't no white supremacy. I ain't racist. I ain't sexist. I want you to be the best. Period.
But Chaz, how are we going to know who the best is if we split everybody apart? Like you said, the asterisk, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, once again, we got to be able to get to the bet. Well, the reason the Brad Sweet, Kyle Larson thing could potentially work is because the sport became popular enough to where it's profitable to be a star. Right. People want to aspire to be those stars. Car owners want to have cars to put stars in cars, and winning becomes the main goal. Right now, I think team owners in series just want control and power and want to be able to tell everyone what to do. It's not necessarily about winning races and putting on big events. It's about dictating and controlling people. It's about being a little Caesar. It's about being a god in your own little world. So,
and not pizza.
If Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson could come in and make the sport actually normal, you're going to have actual normal progression. You're going to have guys being promoted based on their performance, or girls or black guys or whatever. They're going to be promoted based on their actual merit. They're not going to be promoted based because you want to fuck their wife, or they're not going to be promoted because you think their mom's hot, or you think this is cool to win this race or this championship.
Right.
they're gonna be promoted because they get in your car and they win the fucking race. They get in the car and they represent you and promote your brand to its best ability, which is usually based on results. And that's the difference.
Right.
That's why I want to see what the fucking World of Outlaws can actually do, or what Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson can actually do, because I know I got 30 years or since 1978 facts that the World of Outlaws can't make this any bigger. Let's see what someone else can do.
I agree. And not only that, my question to you, okay, I know they raised the purse at the Chili Bowl this year, correct? I don't know what to because I didn't look into that.
Yeah, they raised the
But I
purse,
think
but they
all-
also raised the fucking pit pass price. But continue, yes.
Oh, of course they did. Go figure. But why can't we take an event like a Chili Bowl, right? Or any of these major events? Dude, okay, yeah,
And
we just
sell
had
it.
$1 million sprint car and sell it. I tell my family it's Chili Bowl time, and they think I'm talking about a fucking bowl of chili. Nobody
2016,
knows.
buddy. Well, actually,
Yeah, I mean-
2015, buddy. I was in it. I, the Chaz, had a VIP pass to the entire week at Chili Bowl.
Right.
I had my hotel room paid for by the event promoter. This is before
Okay.
2015, 2014. I don't know which year it was. It was one of the years. I went to the Chili Bowl free of charge with hotel accommodations for 4 or 5 fucking years straight. One of
Right.
those years, I'm trying to recollect it, and it's based on your example. One of those years, I needed my fucking haircut.
Okay.
And I went to fucking, I think it was a Supercuts or a Great Clips right down the road. I don't know if you've been to Chili Bowl, have you?
I want to go, haven't yet. I'm working on it.
So anyone who knows that down the street there's a McAllister's Deli and a Whataburger. It's like the only places you can go to actually get to eat that's decent and in a quick fashion.
Okay.
But there's also a haircut place in that same vicinity, and I went there and I'm getting my haircut, and the girl asked me what I'm doing there. And I said,
Right.
I'm here for the Chili Bowl. And she goes, what's that? And I said, you've never heard of the fucking Chili Bowl before? And she says, no, I've been in Tulsa my whole life. I'm 45 years old. Well, I've never heard of this thing. That was really, honestly, the first time it clicked in my head of
That's
how
pathetic.
small. Yeah, pathetic. You're right. I hate to say it, but pathetic. I think a bunch of these promoters and series directors, they get into this position where they're a big fucking fish in a little fucking pond, and they just care about being that big fish in that pond. They ain't considering themselves responsible for making that pond fucking bigger.
Why?
And they
why
are
can't the Chili Bowl-
responsible.
Right. But why can't the Chili Bowl be $250,000 to win? Why? Why not? It's the Chili Bowl.
Like I said the other day, the thing that kills capitalism, it's not even a free market. It's not a free market. It's not bums on the street. It's not socialism or all this shit. The thing that kills capitalism is greed. The reason it ain't $250,000 to win is because somebody else wants to put $250,000 in their fucking pocket. And that's the truth.
Right. True. Okay, so let me ask you this. Tyler Carpenter, when he won at, I think it was Gateway, where he picked his up, got the truck ride. What came out of that? He got a truck ride. Great.
Nothing. Not a fucking thing.
He's back. Not that he's a nobody. We know. I know he'll do good at the Dome again. But when he got in the truck, nobody knew who the fuck Tyler Carpenter was.
Nope. Didn't give a damn.
I mean, that could care less.
Right.
And that is the state of the sport. And that's also kind of the state of the sport of auto racing across the board.
Yeah.
Even in NASCAR, there is no driver to pull for now. There is no Dale Earnhardt. There is no Jeff Gordon. There's none of that.
Closest thing you got is Kyle Larson saying the N-word. That's about it.
What, that made him famous? Like, the kid can
Yes, it
drive,
did.
clearly.
Yes, it did. I experienced that personally in Phoenix, Arizona. Yes, it did. I went into a fucking Jimmy John's to get a sub the next or 2 or 3 days after he said it. And I was talking to a guy about racing, and I was like, have you ever heard of Kyle Larson? And he said, oh, no, I never, well, is it NASCAR? Yeah, NASCAR. I was like, oh, it's the guy who said the N-word. Oh, that guy. I know him. That really did make him famous, believe it or not.
Oh, God. Jesus.
Believe it or not. Hey, you want to tell me it's random that one guy said the N-word and another dude fucking had a noose and kneeled in a political year where they elect him for a president? You think that's random?
No. But
that's directed. That's controlled opposition.
Not only that, even after the news thing was proven to be false, you still had Bubba the crybaby bitch Wallace.
Right. One side played Clinton, Trump, whatever, and one side played the other. They played their roles. Their roles was one side versus another. And they played it. To its extremes.
To perfection.
To its extremes. No, to its extremes. The extreme is N-word and the extreme is fucking kneeling, noose, and all this other shit. The extremes.
Right. But in the meanwhile, you're pushing all your, OG fans away.
No, you're pushing normal people away. You're pushing normal people who know that there's a bunch of white people not saying the N-word, and there's a bunch of black people not kneeling and saying Black Lives Matter. You're pushing regular people away. That is most of the slave class. I call it the slave class, but it's true. The ones out here getting whipped every day by the dollar motherfucking bill, doing what they don't want to do because they need to make a living. The slave class is out here knowing that you're full of fucking shit. The slave class is out here saying, for instance, I'm part of slave class. When I was in Dallas, Texas, we're fucking doing oil change and tires or whatever when I'm 20-something years old. We're in a fucking shop. Black guy from New Orleans, black guy from Mississippi, black guy from Texas down the street, white dude from fucking Canada. We're up in there saying, nigga, fuck you. We're up in there talking normal, like regular people. We're in the slave class. This is how the slaves talk. We're just being normal. We're just talking to each other as we're normal people. So when we get these extreme examples of Black Lives Matter and N-words, all of us in the slave class are against both of those sides. And that's what tunes people out, is because regular people know that's not the truth.
It's not that hard to figure out.
It's not.
It's really not. How often do you deal in your daily life going to the ding dong damn grocery store? Do you deal with this? You don't.
None.
You don't.
The only people who believe it are the ones who don't go outside. They've never experienced real world society shit.
Precisely. So before I get off here, I got a question for you, Chaz.
We do have one missed call, so I am interested on what you have to say.
Well, what's it going to take to get you back on a simulator?
Oh, God. I've been thinking about putting on a race.
Come on. You can come race with me. I'll race you.
I want to put on some events. If I do it right, I want to do it right. And I want to call out. Here's what I want to do if I do a sim race. I want to call motherfuckers out. I want to call out Caitlin and Kyle. I want them in a race.
Right.
I want David Gravel in a race. I want Danny Dietrich in a race. Logan Seavey. Landon Crawley, since he's a dirty fucking piece of shit. And maybe Laura Crowley, because she's going to come up and mop it all up. But what I'm saying,
okay,
I'm interested in putting an iRacing event on. But I need help. First of all, it needs to be brought. I want to put it behind a paywall. I think we could put a fucking race on that is actually worth paying to see.
Okay.
And I will come out of sim racing retirement to put on a show. I'll come out of real racing retirement to put on a show. If Danny Dietrich wants to go one-on-one with me in a big block modified, place your fucking bets. Because I know.
I want to get.
Go ahead.
I want to get Danny Dietrich drunk as fuck like he was tonight and put him on iRacing just to fucking laugh about it. Because that dude was lit tonight.
Let me tell you something. And I'm telling you the truth. And those in New York, Iowa, Arizona, California, y'all know. Me versus Danny Dietrich in anything but a fucking sprint car is a slighted fucking W for the Chaz. If you put him in a simulator, if you put him in a sim, I will personally put down $1,000 fucking dollars that he can't beat me in anything simulated.
Damn.
Anything simulated. And I'll put a ton of money on anything in the real world outside of a sprint car. You want to do it in a big block? I will wax his ass 10 out of 10 times. But I think in the simulation world, it's way more logistical because we can put anybody we want on a simulator. We can put Caitlin and the Chaz and Kyle and Danny and Gravel and all these fucks on a simulator. We can put Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell can race dirt again if it's on a simulator. You know what I'm saying? So
it's funny how Caitlin never called in. That's kind of funny, but you know.
Oh, well, that's a different Caitlin. I was talking about Caitlin Larson, but is Caitlin even here still? I don't think she is, but
I don't think she is. I think she did.
We can make something happen. We just got to do it right. You get with me. You send me an email or message me on Facebook. Long live the Chaz, Chaz Thompson, one of the two. We'll make a fucking event. I want an event. If we're going to do a simulating, we're going to make it real. We're going to make it a big deal.
I will get with you on that because we could definitely do that.
All right. You going to be the announcer, huh?
I'll give it a fucking shot. I'm decent, but damn, I'm calling the Chaz. That's another level.
Gravel, I'm talking about the best of the best. We can put something on. The best of the best, though. Behind a paywall. This may have to be on
Flow.
Flow.
There we go. Sorry, be on the Walmart of everything, Flow.
I mean, why not? At that point, Brad and Kyle's over there, so why not?
Shit, what else is Flow going to cover next? I mean, shit, they already cover everything else. I mean,
if they would cover porn, I think they got the whole industry covered.
Now that would be interesting.
I mean, I'm down. When are we going to get a Flow Racing OnlyFans split off? You know,
there we go.
They probably already have money in that. Who is the investors into OnlyFans? That makes me want to think.
I don't know, but I'm sure we can figure it out.
Oh, we're about to figure it out. Hold on. Oh, we are about to figure it out. Main investors into OnlyFans. All right, we just typed it in. Oh, wow. It's a entirely by the founder. Wow, hold on, burping. Apparently one guy owns it all.
What the fuck?
That's a smart dude. All you had to do is...
He is brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, this Tom Stokely guy should be named Hugh Hefner. He convinced women to be hoes to make money. I mean, it's that fucking simple. I mean, Hugh Hefner did it first. Fucking copycat.
Correct.
It's true.
It's not that hard of a business model.
No, just tell girls they can be hoes and make money, and you'll fucking make money. I mean, it worked.
Ain't that true on everything?
All right. Tim from Virginia, right?
Matt from Virginia.
Oh,
yeah. Matt.
Fuck. No,
it's all good.
I'm going to cry.
You're not an asshole. Chaz, you're not an asshole. How could you be an asshole?
I'm not Danny Dietrich. I don't let go of shit easily.
Well, you have better looking hair, so you can't be the asshole.
Okay. Matt from Virginia. We got it right now.
Yes.
All right. And we're putting on a big iRacing event.
We'll make it happen. I'll send you an email.
All right. Hey, hold on. Are you getting a professional gaslighter shirt?
I'm actually thinking about getting one.
Did you see it? It is badass. How can you not like this shirt, bro?
I love the shirt. I'm just very seriously thinking about it.
I mean, I'm telling you. So you go to longlivethechaz.com, you go to the shop, you go to New Arrivals. I'm telling you. I mean, I bought it. I spent like $160 of my own fucking money. I don't get the shit for free. I have to buy it. But that professional gaslighter shirt. I got the sweater. I got a fucking all over print. I got the cup, the coffee cup, that light blue is so fucking badass. Hold on, we gotta load that light blue. It's $15.
I actually do need a new coffee cup, to be honest.
I'm telling you that professional gaslighter coffee cup is badass. I'm telling you.
Damn.
The double meaning on this, you know, professional gaslighter. Like, have you ever heard of the word gaslighter until like 5 years ago?
I have.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, prior to 3 or 4 last few years, have you ever heard this phrase before? I've never heard of it before.
No.
I had never heard of the phrase gaslighter. I don't think God has heard of the phrase gaslighter.
Like, I don't even legitimately, honestly, down to the nuts and bolts of it, completely understand what it's even supposed to mean.
Well, that's a whole nother subject. Oh, God. Gaslighting. It's a way for feminists to make men feel bad. It's the practice of psychologically manipulating someone into questioning their own sanity, memory, or power of reasoning. So basically,
sounds like my ex-wife.
Exactly. So basically, if somebody is acting stupid or crazy or psychotic, the defense to that, us as men with logic, we say, hey, you're acting kind of crazy right now. Can you calm down? No, not anymore. When you say that shit, these women say you're gaslighting them. They say that, no, I deserve to be this fucking crazy. My memory is correct. I am validated in how psycho I am. And everything I just say is the reasoning I have to be this fucking crazy and believe my memory that is a lie. So feminists, not necessarily feminists, but people have created this term called gaslighting so that they can be basically raging fucking assholes and get away with it. And that's why they created this phrase gaslighting, is so that they can be fucking douchebags and get away with it. Now, their counterintuitive is, well, you were being a douchebag first, so I get to be this mean because I didn't forget you being mean to me, and that's why I'm this bad. That is the counterintuitive example to why you could be gaslighting me. So, at the end of the day, gaslighting is like liberalism. We have no idea what liberal even means anymore because it's turned into a catchphrase. Gaslighting has been turned into a catchphrase. So I basically said, all y'all are fucking dumb. I'm just going to make this thing called a professional gaslighter and piss all you fucking bitches off. And at the same time, I'm going to put a sprint car on this motherfucker because a gaslighter is a 900 horsepower fire-breathing fucking animal known as a sprint car. It literally is a professional gas lighting fucking machine. So that is the explanation behind the professional gaslighter shirt and design.
Nice.
Well,
Chaz, it's about 2 a.m.
Oh, it is.
I'm going to get ready to head to bed. I appreciate everything, dude. It's fun talking to you. And I'll email you my information. I'll show you my channel.
I want to put on an event. I really want to put on an event.
All right.
I really do.
All right. We'll figure it out, man. I appreciate it.
Virginia. I did not forget it.
Nice job. Have a great night, Chaz.
You hate me.
I do not hate you.
I'm having you're pushing me off the phone right now based on my Tinder experiences. That's a bad sign if the girl's telling me bye.
No, why would that be a bad sign? Actually, no. You can't even get the girls to fight over
You're
your
laughing
chat.
because you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. You know what I mean, don't you? You fucking shitty ass dog motherfucker. You know exactly what I mean by saying what I just said.
It's the, hey, honey, I got to go to work tomorrow. I'll talk to you later. And you never heard from the bitch again.
Okay. All right. Thanks for calling in, Matt.
Night, man. Have a great night.
You too. Bye. Oh, we got this 262. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 missed calls and a voicemail. Hold on, let's hear it.
Pussy.
2624422. I'm not gonna say the rest. This motherfucker has called multiple times. This could be good. This could be the fight, ladies and gentlemen. The woman might be calling. Typical fucking woman. They don't answer the first time. I can't believe this shit. I'm falling for it again. Give it a little bit. Y'all have any responses? Did that woman ever call in? I think this could be the woman calling in right now. Gary, this could be the woman calling in. We're trying to make it happen. I swear if I go to take a piss right now, because I'm having a few brewskis, that she's gonna call while I'm taking a piss. It's Matt from VA, Extreme Sim TV. I'm gonna look that up. Let me take a piss. I'm gonna keep calling her back. We're gonna go psycho fucking white boy. I'm gonna just call her over and over again. Hey, fuck you. That's an email or a voicemail you cannot forget, ladies and gentlemen. Back. No call back. Typical fucking woman. You got to work for him here. Let's give her a call. All right, we're going to mute that so y'all don't have to deal with the rings. If she doesn't answer, we just won't fucking have a show. Typical. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, getting the cold shoulder. This is right. This is exactly what's happening. All right. Last try. I'm going to let y'all listen in on this. We tried multiple times at this point. This is attempt number 6. Wow. This is what they do to us. This is how they dominate the market. guys, I attempted. Really did. I tried to have someone call in. I guess at this point, we just have to take our licks as they come. What else are we supposed to do? Honestly. What else are we supposed to do? Sit here and wait? Is that what they really want us to do? Is wait? One more try. I didn't know it was that hard to get a girl to talk to you. That's funny. All right. This is the voicemail that was left from the assailant.
Pussy!
Wow. Here it is again.
Pussy!
Wow. I'm calling it again. We're going to keep trying. Resilience is the key. He's probably getting banged by Danny Dietrich anyway. Of course. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I think that's going to end up wrapping the show up. Thanks for calling in. If you did call in, be sure to like the video, comment as usual. Memberships are down here somewhere, or the shirt. If you want to get the shirt, I did add names up here as these names you seen scrolling across. I have had names from those who supported by buying shirts. So not only memberships down there, but if you purchase some Gaslighter, professional Gaslighter merchandise, I will throw you up on the corner of the video. So like the video, share the video, comment below. Subscriptions do matter. Whether you have money to buy a shirt or not isn't really... Hold on, did we just miss a call? Oh, hold on. Hold the horses. We might have a call. Hold on. Here it is. We'll try it one more time. It ain't gonna work. Unfortunately, we tried. Like, comment below, subscribe, get a shirt, whatever you need. All the chatters, we definitely support you. And of course, those who have, joined the membership. It is a big deal. It does matter. But I like to see my merch. Get the merch. If you get the merch, take a picture of it. Tag me on Facebook, social medias, YouTube, Twitter, or X, whatever the fuck it's called, Instagram. Let me know you are rocking it. But as always, be sure to subscribe. Catch you next time.
We can ride high, we can ride low. We can ride anywhere we need to go. We can ride all night up to the morning, as long as we make the show. We can be the best, so